has ever scored and defended like Michael Jordan, 10-time scoring champion, 3-time NBA steals leader. Ron Harper, an excellent defender. Steve Kerr could shoot the three. Give the edge to the Bulls at the guard spot. The forwards, Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman versus Kevin Durant and Draymond Green. Durant, as tough a cover as there is, 4-time scoring champion. Pippen, 8 times on the NBA's all-defensive team. Draymond and Rodman may kill each other. Draymond, 14 technicals in 2017. Rodman, 29 in 96. Durant, a finals MVP. The Warriors get the edge at forward. In the middle, Luke Longley, Bill Wennington, Zaza Pachulia, JaVale McGee.
Ready.
Let's call it dead even and barely worth mentioning. The bench. The Bulls would use Tony Kukoc extensively. He could score and rebound and push the ball. Andre Iguodala would guard Jordan.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Yes, indeed. Game 4, Raptors and Bucks. And it's true. We are up in here. What's up, Jasmine?
What's up?
What's up, Josh?
Not much. How's it going?
Feel like we've been missing each other. Haven't heard from you. No texts, no nothing.
Well, we need to take a break to come back together.
I didn't need a break. I needed more. I wanted more connection, but that's
Gotta
cool.
get energized.
Richard, I missed you too. For the record, good to be here tonight. This is Game 3 was awesome.
Yep.
That was
Well, if you're the Raptors.
well, it was tremendous entertainment if you're an NBA fan.
Yes.
I mean, that was some big time stuff, and we'll see if Toronto can build on it tonight. Milwaukee, I think everybody would agree, did not play well in Game 3.
Yeah.
They were fortunate to get it into overtime, but once you get it there, I thought that the Bucks would somehow find a way to come out on top. It didn't happen. And this crowd is real up there. Now, these guys are professionals, whatnot. I don't think the crowd can have, at the end of the day, they can silence the crowd and win the game on the road. But the Raptors fans are coming. They're coming for real. I mean, this is big time up there.
Yeah, they're some of my favorite fans in the NBA. They stick behind their team a lot, and it helps that they're the only team in the country.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
But I mean, credit to Toronto. The city really rallies around them.
We, the North. Keys for Game 4. Jasmine, what do you got?
Well, the Bucks definitely need to shoot better from beyond the arc. They went 14 of 44 in Game 3.
Is that good?
It's terrible. Their top 3 scorers combined for like 32 points, so they need more production out of Giannis and Eric Bledsoe and Chris Middleton. Like the guys who have been getting you here thus far, they need to be more productive, more efficient, definitely. So
We've got some new additions to the set, by the way. See those balls? Look at that. Is that sweet? I think we've got a lot of mini basketballs now that I can just reach back, grab, and then I can just be like, no look, Wilson. Look at that.
I was
That's
not
dangerous.
expecting that.
Look at that. Look at that. See, we more, and then I can be just like, no look, Jasmine.
see, I caught it because I was prepared because I knew you were coming this way.
So we got a lot of action here tonight.
That's terrifying that you just have this ability now.
We also have the champ chain. I brought the champ chain out for you because I know you want to
Chain.
do something.
We got the chain tonight. What are we using the chain for?
Cookies.
Cookies.
It's
It's the new cookies.
Yeah.
You make a great point. You get the chain.
Yeah.
That's what we're going with. We've been talking through a lot of the stats, and I thought it was interesting that you guys were mentioning what Giannis has been doing offensively when Kawhi is guarding. And Wilson, you were talking about this.
Yeah, 41 possessions. Kawhi has guarded Giannis or been assigned as the primary defender per second spectrum. Giannis has been 2 of 12 from the field with 4 points and a shooting percentage of 17%. That's not the numbers.
No, but
we've come to expect from Giannis.
but I think we all got to agree, right? How much more can you ask of Kawhi? Like, hey, yeah, go out and score every time, or initiate our offense every time, and then go guard Giannis too. I mean, that's a heavy load.
Yeah, and he tweaked his leg in Game 3, and he still played 52 minutes. Like, it's a lot to ask from him. I know he's their guy, but it's still a lot.
We're gonna have some contributors on the program tonight as well. Lots of stuff going on. Thank you for joining us on the chat. Good to see you out there. As the Raptors have won the tip and they get the first possession, and Kyle Lowry throwing it between the legs of Pascal Siakam. That indeed is a turnover. So the Bucks will get the basketball just underway in Game 4. We all would agree, too, this is do or die, Toronto. You can't be going down 3-1.
Absolutely. Going down 3-1, the history is not on their sides if that happens. So if they can make this more manageable, tie it up 2-2, go back to Milwaukee, maybe push it to 7 games. I don't know. That's at least just so that my prediction holds true. That's what I want.
It's going to be tough. If Toronto ends up winning this, it's going to be, tooth and nail. They're going to have to win 2 games in a row, and then another string of games in a row as well to close out the series. So if they do it, they will have deserved it for sure.
Ooh,
that's the Giannis we want to see.
Euro step straight to the basket.
with I see that, like, to me, Giannis down the lane, steps one way with his left foot, goes back with his right leg, lays it in.
Also called a Euro step.
It's called a Euro step, but like
it's different with him.
It's
It's
a
so
Giannis
long.
step.
It's got to be the Giannis step.
Yeah,
No one can do what he just did.
Can we patent that on the show right now?
The Giannis step.
Giannis step.
Hashtag Giannis step. Nico for 3. Good.
Okay.
Nico. Bang, bang. Bucks out early here, 5-0. By the way, before we get too dark and deep into this particular ball game, congratulations to the Warriors who are in the NBA Finals. Did anybody pick a Warriors sweep on this set?
No.
No, I don't think we did.
I think we said 5 games
Yeah.
at least. We gave Portland a little bit of.
I mean, we didn't see the Damian Lillard injury coming. That was one thing. Richard, I hope it did not just die in the
Richard, are you
background. You
okay?
okay back there? Okay. Richard is okay. That's good. I don't know if you guys could hear that noise, but something major just oh my God. Giannis, the right baseline, and just ate the rim with a throwing down with the right-hand dunk. Oh,
Jesus.
boy. I mean, that was violent.
I mean, this is what you want to see from him to start the game. Game 3, not a lot of production from him. So starting out, this is pretty.
Well, and this is
Pretty good
bad.
start
This
for
is
him.
bad defense. Marc Gasol went for the steal in the corner and got beat down the baseline and just.
I don't even know if it's bad defense. It's just Marc Gasol just being slow and large and incapable of guarding someone of his size and magnitude. Like,
Well, it's bad D, though. Dude, let him catch the ball out there. What do you care? If he wants to shoot a jump shot from out there, he was trying to get a steal, I suppose. But,
yeah, he overplayed it.
Lowry for 3 is
Okay.
in. Kyle Lowry. Bang, bang. Raptors within 2, 7-5. It's the first time we're like, I like this. We're ahead of the score.
Nope,
No,
not
not anymore.
You spoke way too soon.
Wow, Brook Lopez hitting a 3.
I think the last game that we did was the Brook Lopez game. I mean,
It is
prior to the Portland Warriors game.
That was such a phenomenal game.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved watching him. What was it, like 25 points or something absurd? And then the next day we watched Seth Curry go off. It was
That was a great game,
a
too.
great week for role players last week.
Yeah. Short shot in the lane, missed by Marc Gasol. Bucks the rebound. Giannis on the push. Giannis by everyone.
Oh,
Giannis
again.
with the left hand.
Is Drake in attendance? I need him to stare him down because Drake was talking a lot of smack last game.
Drake must
waving-
be wearing some Raptors gear. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a Giannis. First of all, he's like 11 feet in the air looking down at the rim. Then he throws it down, and then he's running back the other way with the big F-bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm impressed. I mean, this is how you want your best player on your team to start out a game. So he's definitely
Yeah.
answered the bell.
I mean, it would be kind of troubling if after the game he had in Game 3, he came out and was still not playing well. If you're a Bucks fan, you do not want to see that. So it's great that he's back to his normal ways. Not good for Raptors fans or the Raptors, but good for NBA fans.
So, just real quick, back to the Warriors. The KD drama that is building where he's replying to rando people on Twitter. Have you seen this?
Well, he's
Is that a
always
recent-
done that.
Yeah, is that a recent thing or is that just he
Well,
does it
I
all
just
the time.
figured he would stay silent and not like
Well,
jump.
he's got nothing to do now. No games to prepare for.
It was like 9 days off between now and the finals. Like,
I don't. You're in the Western Conference Finals. You guys don't need any drama.
but that's KD. I'm not surprised by it because he had a burner account that he was running for. We don't even know how long he was running it actually.
Can you believe you went burner account?
I can,
Imagine
yes.
carrying that much.
It's kind of ridiculous that, and people are like, oh, he's got to go to New York. I'm like, he's got to handle New York media. What? That man? I can't imagine. The first time Frank Isola writes a mean-spirited article about him, I could just see him going straight to Twitter and just destroying everyone.
There's truth in that, and it's also like he's gonna get scrutinized wherever he goes.
Yeah, but it's not like New York media. Like I just like. I'm sure Chicago has its when the sports are good, but like it's not
tough.
like if you're in Phoenix. Like Phoenix media is not like, oh my god, super hardcore. That's not a
Or
thing.
Milwaukee, where they have like 3 beat writers.
Yeah, like it's not like there's so many people covering you, and because you're in New York, and if he teams up with a Kyrie or a Jimmy Butler or whoever, an Anthony Davis, someone, and you have all of that attention around you, that means just more people are going to come back to the Garden to cover you. It's going to be a lot more attention than he has in Golden State.
Yeah, I mean it's probably not the most perfect fit, but I just want to see him there. I think it'd be great if it's him, Kyrie,
AD.
maybe Anthony Davis, maybe it's maybe it's our guy in Charlotte. Maybe Kemba makes the move a little bit north. Who knows what's going to happen here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities and options for New York. I mean, we were talking about it before the stream started, and yeah, they lost the lottery, and like Wilson was saying, that was the first bad juju for them to start off season.
But like their odds were, it's overrated how they lost the lottery.
It's overrated?
Well, they didn't lose it. They had a 14% chance to get the first pick, a 14% chance to get the second pick, and a 14% chance to get the third pick. That's 42%. They landed in the top 3.
Yeah.
They actually won. The Bulls went from 4 to 7. This is where this is
I knew this was where this was going. I'm
so,
like
the
A,
Knicks,
B, Chicago Bulls.
The Knicks stayed in the top 3. That didn't happen for
Phoenix, Cleveland.
and Cleveland.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The Knicks actually should feel lucky they're getting R.J. Barrett.
For sure, but I think if they get the top overall pick, you get Zion, that completely changes things, or you can package that and trade for AD, which I think is what they would have done with it.
Yeah, I don't think that anyone's clamoring to, like, if they get R.J. Barrett, I don't think anyone's like, I gotta have that guy. That's the prospect I want. It's the allure of having Zion and being able to deal him or keep him and sign up new fans to come to the Garden.
I'll go hot take right now and tell you that I think R.J. Barrett could be just as good of a pro as Zion. We'll see.
Okay.
I mean,
Is that based off of what you saw at the old combine?
No, I mean, neither of them played, but it's based off of the fact that he was more highly recruited. He's got a more traditional NBA body. And I mean, R.J. Barrett is a preposterous talent. So I don't know how you could listen. I mean, Zion is Zion, and I'm not trying to take any chips off the Zion table. But the Knicks are getting a hell of a player. Is my overall point here. And who the hell knows how this thing's going to turn out? Zion just he blew through his shoe, injured his knee. He's carrying more weight and flying through the air than anybody in the history of the game. So how does that look over a long career? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if he does drop some LBs, like heading. I mean, it won't happen in his rookie year, but after his rookie year, if he's able to slim down, because he'll have his first full offseason to do that. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to do that. But R.J. Barrett, I would agree, has the prototypical like NBA body for today's game. But the drawback of him, just watching him at Duke, is a lot of people are saying he takes really bad shots. He forces a lot of stuff. He has that hint of Kobe that's not the good Kobe, where he's just shooting and shooting and shooting, and they're not going in, and he has poor judgment when he's making shots and making plays.
Right, so coach him up. He was a freshman at Duke. I mean, and I granted he was being coached by a pretty good guy there.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
he's allowed to. You can learn to be a little bit of a better team player.
Yeah,
over
for
time.
sure. Yeah.
So anyway, 12-10 here. Bucks and the Raptors in Game 4 with Giannis out front. Danny Green.
Come on, Hill's open. Come on, there we go, Giannis.
That was some
court vision.
Screaming for the
vision.
pass to Hill, and he hits the 3 in the corner. I wanted him to shoot it.
That was some good defense from Danny Green, but that's the thing with Giannis.
Right.
Those other guys get open in the corners, and he can just dish it out to him.
Marc Gasol right
Hall
back
of Famer
at you.
Marc Gasol with the 3.
Please. We have how many guys on the court right now will be Hall of Famers?
Let's see, on the court. So
2.
Kawhi, Giannis. 2. I think Danny Green's going to be in the Hall of Fame just because he played for the Spurs.
No.
You think Danny Green?
Yeah. Yep.
I think if there's a third guy on the floor, it's Kyle Lowry, and that's a reach.
See, I think that's more of a reach than Danny Green.
Steal by
dunk
the
it. I know
Raptors.
He can't dunk it, but
breakaway for Lowry. We're tied at 15. Doesn't Kyle Lowry still look like he's just like not? Is that just?
He's a unit, man. He is just thick all around. Like the dude. I don't understand.
I love how often his
slow.
caboose comes up.
Like
in our
he's
streams.
kind of athletic too. That's the thing. He's pretty quick. He's got sneaky quickness to him for someone of his size.
Well, tough shot by Nico with a left-handed dribble, little step back with a hand in his face. Nico playing some good basketball tonight so far.
Yeah.
He's been playing good this whole series.
Yeah,
he's a good player, man. I've always liked Nico. He got a rough ride in Chicago. I never quite understood. Wow, tough shot by Kyle Lowry.
Well, he got a rough ride because he got punched in the face.
Right. Well, that was. But the fans here never really appreciated Nico. I'm like they were. Partly people were like, you got to trade Nico. I'm like, the dude's 26 years old. He fits the NBA game today to a T. Why do you want to get rid of Nico?
Chris Middleton with the jumper, by the way. That's good to see.
Offense at a premium right now, or rather, offenses are performing incredibly well right now.
Milwaukee shooting 60% from 3 of 5. So that's good.
Gasol in the lane nearly traveled and set up top to
nice.
Lowry for 3. Short rebound to the Bucks.
Looked nice. He got a good look.
Giannis, one-man fast break to the hole.
Again.
And it's the same move every
Wow.
time, and he kills everyone on the same damn move.
He goes left, he goes right, he lays it in. You can't, I mean, he's just...
And his steps are like the length of my entire body. Like,
in how many more years will it be consensus that Giannis is the best player in the game?
how many more years?
Next
Is it
year.
going to be next year?
Yeah.
You think next year...
Well, it kind of depends.
No.
Like if LeBron has a true healthy season, he's probably going to creep back into the conversation.
Are we forgetting that a man named Kevin Durant exists? This is the problem that I have with this conversation every time. It's like LeBron James, and then there's not a second best. Like Kevin Durant is he's the best player in the league right now because LeBron James is not playing, and he's also been injured. He's the best player. And then you also have Kawhi, who is a better two-way player than Giannis is because he has a jumper and he's more clutch. Like Giannis still needs to develop a jump shot, just like Ben Simmons does. Like there's still things that he needs to work on. He's 24, 25 years old. So I don't think it's next year. I think it's 2, maybe 3 years from now because you still have guys like KD still running the league.
Yeah, and you're definitely right. KD is great, and I overlook him without thinking about it because of the whole Warriors thing, like him being on such a great team. So if he does go to his own team, he could easily creep into that conversation and be like, look, I'm doing this with my own team now.
Yeah.
And then everybody respects it a little bit more and just by default sees him in a better light.
And is Giannis better than Steph Curry? No.
I
To me,
think
no.
he's more prolific.
Okay.
I think you look at the
Steph's
athleticism and the quickness and the, oh my God, we've never seen someone with his body type do all of these things. But Steph Curry is the best shooter in NBA history.
Let's draft players right now. Okay, you get just for next season. Jasmine, you get the first overall pick in our draft for next year. Who are you taking?
Kevin Durant.
You're taking KD?
Yeah.
Wilson, you can get the second pick. Who are you taking?
Probably Kawhi.
You're leaving me for the third pick, both Giannis and LeBron. That's crazy. Can we do the snake draft and I'll take them all?
No.
You can't just make the rules up as we go
New
along.
Centrist says Durant is better than Kawhi is better than Giannis.
I will take LeBron James with the number 3 overall pick.
Yeah, and that's fine. And I don't think that's a knock on LeBron. I'm just basing it on it right here and right now.
Out of those 3 players, I think you could make the argument for any of the 3.
Yeah. Like, I don't think it's like it's not like LeBron is head and shoulders better than everyone because maybe 5 years ago he was, but KD is right there. KD's healthy, not now, but what he's been doing in the playoffs, come on.
Yeah, and he goes down and they don't lose a game. It's incredible.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
That team is preposterous. All right, 24-22. Siakam left baseline, guarded by Malcolm Brogdon, who's a restricted free agent. I want to talk about him tonight. At the foul line, Ibaka gets it poked away out of bounds, and the Raptors will keep it with 7. Sure, they're calling a foul? I think they're calling a foul.
Yeah.
It looked like a foul on Ersan Ilyasova.
That looked like a travel by Eric
That was
Bledsoe.
definitely a travel on Eric Bledsoe. They didn't
That's-
call it. He laid it
It
in.
was a hell of a move, though.
What's funny about we've talked about the Giannis step a couple times already tonight. He did it once, or I'm sure he did it more than once, but there was one specific instance in Game 3 where he did it, and everyone on the Raptors was calling for a travel.
Yeah.
And when you look at the replay, there was no travel. It was just so insane how much distance he covered.
Yeah.
That there's
It looks
no
like
way. Like that has to be a travel, right?
Yeah.
Nope, it's not.
Yeah, that happened several times in the regular season when he's taken off from dunks at the free throw line.
Yeah.
And he's just like 1 step, 2 step, whoosh, and it's insane.
Second free throw on the way and good for Serge Ibaka. They're showing the bench and a little heating pad on the left knee of Kawhi, who's sitting out right now. That is not a good sign for Toronto, needless to say. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something. Let's see we'll see how soon he gets back in the game here.
I mean, this is when this is Pascal Siakam's moment to like kind of show everyone that he can step up, he can come up big when Kawhi's out. It hasn't been proven to be true lately, but in a do or die game where you could potentially be going down 3-1, this is where they need him most.
What do you think Pascal's ceiling is? Are we close to the ceiling? Does he have a lot of room to grow?
I think he has room to grow just because this is the first year that he took leaps and bounds improvement from last year to this year. So I think that now that we know what we have, now it's just refining those skills and improving on those and learning new things. It's not like he's been doing this for years.
Right.
So
I mean, if this is the ceiling, that'd be a little bit disappointing, but it's good.
it's also, I mean, he's no cornerstone, but he could be a third option on the team.
For sure.
I actually think you guys are going light on Pascal. I think Pascal could be...
Damn.
I mean, I think his ceiling is a Hall of Fame player.
You're very, very loose with your praise today.
Am I? I mean, you just put Danny Green in there. I would say that.
Danny Green also played on one of the best teams in NBA history.
So did Andre Iguodala. That's exactly what I was
I didn't argue
last
that
time.
Andre Iguodala needs.
I thought you did.
I said if Andre Iguodala is in the Hall of Fame, I said so should Marc Gasol be in the Hall of Fame. And if Yao Ming is in the Hall of Fame, that's all I'm saying. My bar is Yao Ming, and all these people that we're talking about are better than Yao Ming. If Yao Ming is in the Hall of Fame, like the bar is so low for the NBA Hall of Fame or Basketball Hall of Fame, I should say.
Yao Ming is partly in the Hall of Fame though because of his journey to the league and what he represents.
Danny Green started out as a D League player. That's a journey.
But he didn't.
But that doesn't represent a nation.
He wasn't 7 feet and coming from China. I mean, Brogdon for 3. Nope.
Off.
Rebound to the Raptors.
Big Ben Wallace says Pascal is a Draymond Green type player, except Pascal can't make like Draymond off pick and rolls. That's a good point.
I see Pascal. I see a young Scottie Pippen.
Wow.
That's. I mean, you think I'm great? If you go back in time and
you think he could be the second man on a championship team?
I mean, Scottie could only be that because he was playing with Mike.
Well, that's what I'm talking about in the context of history.
Well, but Scottie wouldn't have been the second. He wouldn't have been the second man if he was playing with Kevin Durant or LeBron James.
But he's playing with Kawhi Leonard, is what I'm saying. In the context of MJ, Scottie, Kawhi,
right.
Pascal.
If Kawhi was Mike, Pascal could be the second guy. Yes, yeah, I think so.
You just circled around my question.
Yeah, my bad. If you put Mike in Kawhi's spot,
yes.
Could Pascal be? I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. I don't know. I think I still need another season because this is the first season we've seen him like do this well.
Yeah,
it's a little early to jump to the Hall of Fame conclusion there.
I'm out there with Pascal, but
I mean, I love that you like him because I'm a huge Pascal guy too. I don't really know of anyone that's not a Pascal.
I've been super impressed with his playoffs here because he's had games where he's been awful, but then he's come back and he's been phenomenal all over the court, and he can shoot.
Yeah,
and he's long, and he's young.
He can do
how many guys,
a lot of things.
How many guys are out there like this? I mean, this dude's got. I think he's got a very high ceiling.
So he's 25 years old. He is a year older than Giannis. He averaged 16 points this year, but prior to that, he's been in the league for 3 years. First season, 4 points. Second season, 7.3.
Look at his numbers compared to Pippen. Pippen's first year, he averaged 8 a game, and then it wasn't like it skyrocketed. If you look at their first 3 years. I don't think it's that.
Scottie went from 7, 14, 16 to 17, and then jumped to 21.
Okay, so his third year, Scottie was averaging what?
16 points.
And Pascal's at 14?
He's at 16.
At 16, so they're averaging the same in the third year.
But in the second year, Scottie was averaging 14 points, Pascal was averaging 7.
Right, so he's made a big jump.
So, yeah, and he was averaging 7 and he was playing 20 minutes a game. He's playing 31 minutes a game this season, so he's definitely getting a lot more touches.
He's a better shooter than Scottie. I mean, I don't want to take away from Scottie Pippen. That's preposterous. I mean, Scottie was Scotty's a ridiculous player, but I don't know. We'll see. I am bullish on Pascal.
I mean, I think it'll all definitely change too if Kawhi leaves this summer and then it becomes Pascal's team because Lord knows it's not Kyle Lowry's team. So it's automatically, I feel like, kind of handed to Siakam, whether Toronto wants to do that or not.
Yeah.
He's kind of the next man up mentality. So
we've talked about that. We've floated the idea in the office here about, if Kawhi leaves, you look to trade Kyle Lowry maybe and just build around Pascal moving forward. That's really not a terrible moving forward plan.
Yeah, and see who you can get. I mean, I don't know who wants to take. I mean, he's an expiring contract next year, Kyle Lowry is. So I'm sure a Detroit Pistons team maybe wants to do like a 1-year run at the playoffs with him and Blake Griffin, which I actually think would be very interesting because I feel like Kyle Lowry could just fill into that Chris Paul role and just feed it to Blake like how like in Lob City Clippers days. But about Pascal, I think he's good and he's been great and I loved watching him this season and he's in the final 3 for most improved player of the year this year. But I'm more about consistency and so I need to see it over 2 more seasons.
I love that he refuses. This has nothing to do with his play, but I love that he refuses to conform to the NBA going like tighter and better fit with the uniforms. He's super baggy, like huge shorts, huge jersey.
It's comfy, I'm sure.
Kawhi's back in the game.
Slows you down, I would feel like.
Powell to Siakam For 3, Van Fleet, it's in, and we're tied at 27.
Wow, where's Fred Van Fleet been?
Where have you been, Fred Van Fleet?
Fred Van Fleet. That's a tongue twister also, by the way.
Fred has been scuffling.
Yeah.
To the point that we were saying get Jeremy Lin in there.
Hey, man, Jeremy Lin can give you 5-7 good minutes tops.
I feel like I had to fight you for that. Like, give me some Jeremy Lin. Give me a 10-minute Jeremy. Eric Bledsoe can't make a 3. It's still shooting him. Missed another one.
Fred Van Fleet is from Rockford, Illinois.
That means he loves Beefaroo, one of the great fast food establishments in this country.
So you want Fred Van Fleet to come to the Bulls next year is what you're saying. Got it.
I didn't go that far. I would take...
Giannis was just the easy block. Like, nope, sorry, bye. Who would you take on this court for his Bulls?
Oh, I was more thinking about, can we, why don't we get a Boston Celtic on the Bulls next year?
Who, Marcus?
Not Marcus Smart. Keep going. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Terry Rozier.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Why can't Terry Rozier be the starting point guard for the Bulls next year? It's causing all sorts of problems in
Because
Boston.
Zach LaVine wants to be the starting every position on the Bulls. That's why.
Zach knows he's the 2. I'll take me. I think Terry would. You know what's interesting with the Bulls, real fast.
Giannis, no. You needed to give that one up. Oh, no. Wait.
Hard fall to the floor, but it looks like he's finally going to shoot 2 free throws.
That also looked like a travel, but I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, not a travel.
Jeez, and it so looks like it in regular speed.
He landed hard on that left shoulder.
Yeah, he did.
Free throws coming for Giannis. Giannis God. Might as well start calling him Giannis God.
Giannis God.
Well, he's a what? He's an Adonis. He's a godlike figure. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Can you spell his last name?
No chance.
Really?
Is that an airball?
I can spell it.
You just
I
airballed
type
that
it a
free
lot,
throw.
so I can spell it from muscle memory. Because I was FaceTiming my parents this weekend, and they were like, "How do you spell that guy's last name? Like, try it." And I was like, "Oh, I could totally do it." Tried it.
Can do it.
Not off.
I can do it, but that's because I spell it very often.
Let me repeat.
Because I tweet it a lot.
He just airballed that free throw. The Raptors fans are going bananas.
ANTETOUK.
Back. I'm betting
Oh,
back
I
of the
got
rim
lost.
right here. Anybody?
This is
no,
going in.
front.
He regroups.
I got back. You got front. Janice. Yeah.
See? Nothing but net.
Split the difference.
You get the chain
And
for
it
that.
shall be worn.
Nice work.
I
Nice
can't even
work.
see it, so now it's not going to be worn.
Giannis with 9, 4 of 7 from the field. He's got 4 rebounds. Bucks by 1. Under 2 minutes for the first, and now we get a foul on Chris Middleton trying to guard Norman Powell.
About your Bulls take, Big Ben Wallace says Terry would be a better starting point guard than Chris Dunn. Definitely think Rozier would fit in the Chicago Bulls jersey.
Yeah, so to our guy Ben Wallace, and just for the one Bulls fan that's still left out there, the fact that John Paxson is openly talking about how they're not happy with Chris Dunn. We're good at 2 through 5, but we're not good at the 1. Like, for what reason would you single out Chris Dunn like that? That doesn't make any sense.
He's done nothing wrong except be hurt. Like, come on.
Right, that's the other thing. Like, you telling me that 2 through 5 don't need to get better?
Yeah, your
Zach
entire
LaVine
roster.
doesn't need to get better. Lowry Market doesn't need to get better. He's a finished product. Wendell Carter's a... I mean, what
And it's crazy because like every guy you listed off, like injury. It's like he really wants fast results now. But it's like they have barely played together. Give them some time.
I mean, it just it's a little and you're just
There it is, Giannis. Oh, that was a good look. Come on, Connaughton.
Connaughton had a dunk, but he dropped the basketball.
Butterfingers.
And then Kawhi a pull-up 3 around and out, no good. Rebound to the Bucks. 120 for the first quarter. Chris Middleton double team, still dribbling. Still dribbling.
That was a wasted
Finally gave it up to
possession.
Brogdon. That was a bad job.
What's happening?
And it's upset Nick Nurse.
He always does this crouching thing when he's mad.
You see that lady with the giant bag of M&Ms on the...
You know what Nick Nurse looks like? He
Anyone
looks
else
like
see that?
I didn't see that. He looks like he looks like he should be in Mad Men. Nick Nurse.
Ooh, that's a good reference considering I just finished watching that show for the 15th time.
I do see that bag of. I think I
You
see
see
the
the
bag
like
of giant
jumbo, like the
M&Ms.
family
Is it
size bag of
yellow?
M&Ms? Yeah, the peanut
peanut
M&Ms.
M&Ms?
I'm about it. What you have to do
Peanut
is...
M&Ms, the worst M&Ms.
That's a terrible take.
That's a terrible.
That's
take.
the best. That's the
They're
only M&M
bad.
I eat. What the hell is wrong with you?
Peanut butter is where it's at.
That's disgusting. You should be ashamed of
What is it
yourself.
like peanut M&M? Another Euro step layup for Giannis. This guy just shoots layups.
Layup after layup.
I'm going down the lane right. Nope, I'm going back left.
He's got 9 points. Very efficient.
No.
9 points. Oh.
He's up to 11.
Yep. He's up to 11. It refreshed right
That's
as you
a
said
champ
that.
Champ chain, still there. Giannis in the front court. Giannis guarded by Danny Green. Giannis for Brogdon. Brogdon's going to be a bull.
That's a tough draw.
Brogdon misses the layup. How much money is Malcolm Brogdon going to get in the offseason?
Ooh, what did Andrew Wiggins get?
3 ball from the corner by Green, no good. Rebound to Kawhi. You think he's getting Andrew Wiggins money? Oh, that's because we were arguing Wiggins versus Brogdon. I get it.
Oh man.
I asked.
Whoa, Kawhi. Whoa, what the hell was that? That was all sorts
pushed.
of messy.
On our last live stream, we were debating who would you rather have, Andrew Wiggins or Malcolm Brogdon. And then I was at the draft combine on Friday, and I did on my podcast. I talked to Sean Heiken from Bleacher Report.
Oh yeah.
Who used to cover the Bulls.
Yeah.
But so in the middle,
That's a good get.
In the middle of the conversation, I was like, "Hey, what do you think, Brogdon or Wiggins?" He's like, "That's a really odd question." I'm like, "I know." But we talked about this.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, no doubt, Brogdon. It's got to be Brogdon."
Yeah, I figured he would say that.
And I'm like, and I just looked at him like, you know that Andrew Wiggins athletically, I mean, it's not even close. But
I love feeling like I'm right.
Ooh,
And-
Kawhi with the missed free throw, by the way.
I know that's a really vain thing to enjoy, but I feel like everyone Carm has gone out of his way to ask about this question has sided
Oh,
with me, and
absolutely.
it makes me feel
no,
pretty good.
you should feel good about this, Wilson.
Yeah, it's nice to have a good take.
Yeah, because most of mine are usually bad.
Yeah, like
No, I
you
don't think-
recently discovered you hate peanut M&Ms. The hell?
I didn't recently discover that.
those are
I
the
knew that
chats.
since I was a kid.
Those,
Deep three,
okay,
Nico,
but
no.
peanut butter M&Ms haven't been around since you were a child.
Yes, they have
No, they haven't.
peanut M&Ms.
Peanut butter M&Ms you just said were better. They
Yeah.
have
Oh
not been
no,
around.
when those came out, changed everything.
Wow. People in the chat, are peanut M&Ms better than peanut butter M&Ms? Because Josh Wilson seems to think that peanut M&Ms are garbage.
Are you allergic to peanuts?
No,
You're not.
no.
So you just hate-
Carm.
You
If
said
I was
peanut butter,
allergic to
I
peanuts, I
got
wouldn't
it.
be able to eat the peanut.
I don't know.
butter.
I'm just trying to find something logical that would make sense. I know that doesn't add up considering that they're
The new
both from the same
centrist,
product.
the new centrist says Wiggins is better, but he gets shit because he was supposed to be the next great player.
I'm with you, new centrist.
That's what my thought process was. But I side with Wiggins because he went to Kansas, so I don't really care.
Just some first quarter stats here. At least you're owning your bias here,
Oh yeah,
Jasmine. I
yeah.
appreciate
I
that.
have no dog in the fight, so
Leading the Raptors with 12 points is Kyle Lowry. 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. He's got 12. Pascal has not scored. My Hall of Famer. 10 minutes, 3 rebounds, a couple assists. Has turned it over twice.
Those are Hall of Fame numbers right there.
and I'm going to pause you, and that's one of the things that he has to work on. He has a tendency to disappear in games.
Yeah.
But like for multiple games in a row.
He's either there or not
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, not
like,
at all.
He's either all there or there's
Which is
really
what
no
I
in
mean
between.
by I need to see some consistency from him for a full season and playoffs. Because if you're like Draymond Green said this, like there's a lot of 82 game players in this league, and there's not a lot of 16 game players in the league. And I was like, that is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
anyone
and
say.
he's been he's disappeared a lot in the postseason specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond Green's performance in Game 3, and he was still a triple-double in Game 4, but his performance in Game 3 was one of the best basketball games I've ever seen anyone play.
And
He was phenomenal.
And I get annoyed with Draymond the person. I can appreciate him as a basketball player. I think he's annoying as a human. But one of the things that I love that he said in his press conference was that he realized that he was whining too much because he saw his son flopping on the basketball court and is like, you need to stop watching the NBA. And realize like, oh, he's watching me. That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what my team does. Like,
He
I need
said
to fix this.
He said it. He's like, it must have been whatever he said, a pain in the ass or awful
Yeah,
to watch.
disgusting or something.
Disgusting to
Yeah.
watch. I'm like, wow. And then his moment with Jordan Bell.
Yeah,
where-
the voice that we heard, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bell misses a dunk. They're, and a couple minutes later, they're sitting at the foul line, and he's hanging his head. And Draymond says to him, "Hey, he missed a shot. He missed a shot. I missed a shot. Okay,
Like, we don't make everything.
you keep playing, bud." And then he got him another dunk.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan Bell wouldn't be in the league if he wasn't on that team. I
I
swear.
agree. I 100% agree. But I feel that way about a lot of guys who
Yep.
have come through the Warriors dynasty.
But back to Pascal. Through 10 minutes, basically, 2 turnovers, no points. That's something he needs to fix if they get back to the playoffs next year.
Yeah, and especially if he's going to so if we
I
lay it out and we're like, all right, so they're going to trade Kyle Lowry, they might get someone probably not a very good return for him because it's a 1-year deal. So he's going to automatically be that second best person on the team, like automatically. So he has to average 23 points a game, I would imagine, because he's averaging 16. He has to get up to 21. Scotty was averaging 21 by his like 4th or 5th season. So he needs to improve that, but it needs to be efficient and it needs to be consistent throughout the entire season and into the postseason.
I didn't hate his first quarter, for the record. He didn't shoot the basketball, but I did notice him a lot. He was all over the court. But yes, if he's going to be next level, of course, he's got to.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer, currently.
He's going to have to put the ball in the bucket, of course.
I mean, you can have a down quarter in the playoffs too, but this is an important game. Like if you come out, like if the Raptors win this game, they're in it. If they lose it, like to me, this series is over.
They're up 1. He was a part of that quarter. He's a +1 for the quarter. Okay, fine.
I mean, they're up by 1, so
it is important
makes
to
sense
know.
that he's a +1.
They're up 1 when Milwaukee played a great quarter. Giannis was out of his mind.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he was garbage and
That was a sweet
ruining
block by
anything
Connaughton.
good they had, but I think, especially if you're saying he's a Hall of Fame player, he definitely needs to be a little bit more present.
I just said his ceiling is a Hall of Fame player. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Fame player just quite yet, but he has. I think he has a chance to be a perennial All-Star and make his way towards Pascal Siakam, the story, the 27th overall pick.
To your credit, he is averaging 19 points in the playoffs this year.
Around and out, Powell for 3. That's not a bad
That's
number.
a surprising number considering how much it feels like he's disappeared. I guess maybe those few games that he's completely gone away have just stuck out.
Giannis in the lane. Giannis fouled. Giannis no call. Giannis misses the layup. Rebound Serge Ibaka. That was not good refereeing right there. Giannis was begging for a call, didn't get it. Here's Danny Green. Layup is blocked by Giannis, but it hit the backboard, so that's goaltending. Raptors up by 3.
And maybe, so I'm looking at all of Pascal Siakam's point totals in the playoffs this season. He's only had 2 games where he scored under 10 points. So in game 3, he had 25 points. Before that, it was 8. Then it was 15, 11, 21, 25. So he's put up 20 plus. He put up 30 in the first round against Orlando.
Look up how many times Scottie Pippen averaged more than 19 points in the playoffs.
Well, I'm sure it was frequent.
I'm not sure about that.
Really? Well, now my computer's frozen, so I can't look up anything.
I'll check it out. Here's Powell on the break. Layup, good. Foul. Nico,
foul.
call it and 1. Raptors by 5 with a free throw coming. Scottie Pippen. Why does it say no tipping in the Google search?
No idea. Maybe he doesn't tip at restaurants.
No, that's a thing. No tipping Pippen.
Oh, no.
That's his game.
I'm not old. I don't get that.
Did you know that?
That Pippen doesn't tip?
Yeah.
No, I just found that out now.
Wow.
I was today years old when I learned
this
that.
This is reminding me of the age. All right. Playoffs per game.
Nico for 3. No good. It was almost a Kawhi-like shot, though. It hit every inch of the rim. Just didn't go in. He doesn't practice those shots like Kawhi does.
Scotty averaged 19 or more in 6 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It was a very
Offensive rebound, Danny Green, no good. Baca gets it, slams it home. Very vicious dunk.
In 6 of the 16 seasons in the NBA, Pippen averaged more than 19 or more.
Okay.
Raptors by 10. Timeout on the floor. Wow.
Serge wanted that one.
41-31 here.
This is exactly what you want, Jasmyn Wimbish. You were banking on a 7-game series, and here you go with your Raptors handling the first quarter barrage from Giannis, 11 points, 5 and 9, and they're up by 10 here.
I mean, what we've seen.
And Giannis hasn't gotten a rest.
Yes, he is not. But that also, which is odd because in the couple of playoff games that we've done live streams for, when they take Giannis out, Milwaukee's more than capable of, keeping their lead and extending a lead and remaining, it's everything doesn't fall apart when Giannis is off the floor, typically. So it's interesting that they're not trying to get him more of a break here in the first half because he's going to have to play. If the game's going to be like this, he's going to have to play damn near the whole second half.
Yeah, Budenholzer kind of sticks with his rotation pretty rigidly, though.
Yeah, which I guess has been kind of a negative on him because he is like, everyone needs to get 15 minutes a game, but it's like, it's the playoffs, it's the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, you need to play your best guys and you need to run them in the ground like Nick Nurse is doing to Kawhi Leonard, playing him 52 minutes.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wonder if there's something to be said about consistency and if it's easier on your players to know like when exactly they need to step up and when they're going to be playing. I don't know.
I mean, I think you would need to know
two
that.
schools of thought.
I mean, as a player, you need to be able to step up at all times. It shouldn't just be like, all right, and yeah, like it needs to be on all
For
the time.
sure.
But I mean, I get that. I don't know. Like you said, two sides to the coin, I suppose.
I think you definitely need to have some flexibility as a coach. Even if you're known to be rigid with your lineups, you need to have some flexibility, especially at the end of games when it's super close. But maybe in the early periods, it helps to be consistent and to know, all right, who's playing, what's our rotation, what are we sticking with, regardless of what the other team gives us.
Well, it's interesting because both of these coaches don't have a lot of experience in this position. Like Budenholzer, he's a good coach, but he was coaching Hawks teams that always had really good regular season records and then just faltered in the playoffs. And Nick Nurse, this is his first head coach, like full-time head coaching position. So, they're both kind of learning on the fly of like what it takes to actually manage guys' minutes in an Eastern Conference final. And it's actually good, I guess, that they're going against each other and not going against someone like a Steve Kerr in the Eastern Conference finals, who is very well versed in how to handle minutes, maybe.
I think I think they're both really good coaches. I think they're both well equipped to handle what's going on here. But it is a learning curve for both of them.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm just looking at the players right now. Like Brook Lopez, you had 29 in game one. Then you go on and score 6 in game 2. Now that was a blowout. They didn't need him, but he was. Right now he just seems to. I'm just not noticing him.
He's already got 6 points tonight, though.
He does that.
2 from beyond the arc.
But it's just there's something missing here from the supporting cast. Chris Middleton is dribble. Right. Giannis can't do the whole thing here. So this is the point.
The thing with Brook though is you're really not going to start seeing him, especially on the offensive end, until they start closing out on Giannis at the rim. And that hasn't happened so far.
And he's just standing there on the wing.
Because the whole thing with Brook Lopez is he gets the ball when they finally start having an answer for Giannis and he needs to dish it out. They have not had – he's gotten to the rim easily in the first quarter so far.
Yeah.
Middleton in the lane, little short floater is good. That's a good possession after the timeout for the Bucks as they cut it to A. Kawhi around the back feed to Ibaka. 3-ball from the top. Oof. That goes off the rim, no good. Halfway down and came out. Bucks the rebound. Here's Brogdon.
I sometimes forget that Ibaka can shoot those threes, and then I remember back in like OKC days, and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Brogdon better than Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins probably would have made that layup. Brogdon missed it. Rebound to the Raptors.
I don't think he would have, honestly.
That was a little nothing. He should have hit that shot. He does make it 8 out of 10.
Ooh, damn.
Well, he's not here, so. Good feed from Kawhi to Ibaka for the dunk.
Slams
Raptors back
home.
up by 10. Okay. Ibaka's going to break that rim.
I mean, was Shaq the last player to break a rim?
They've made some good adjustments with the
Right?
rims and backboard that they're very hard to break now.
Am I just missing out on someone, or is that he's the last person? Actually,
that's the last one that comes to mind for me.
all right, because now they have breakaway rims, so it's not as.
That's
easy,
actually
but he
what got
shattered
me
a backboard.
into the NBA. Was I was on YouTube searching around and I found videos of Shaq breaking backboards.
That is adorable.
And that's when I realized this is an awesome sport. 43-33. I love Shaquille O'Neal. Did you see the Ernie Johnson going back to Milwaukee? Yes.
I
that was
scrolled
super
past
cool.
it, but I saw that he was there. I didn't know he was from Milwaukee.
It's really Ernie. They also made it seem like he had never been back to Milwaukee since he was like a child.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's definitely been back there once or twice. I don't know why it was such a big deal, but it was really cool just to see him go back to his old house growing up, and Shaq was there to support him, and so was Charles. I don't know where Kenny was, but I'm sure he had something going on that was important. Jumper by Ibaka is good, 45-36, Raptors by 9. I would say everything in this first half is going the way Toronto wants it to.
Giannis he's forcing, he thinks of a move in his head and then he's doing it, but then it's not, you need to kick it out.
Here's Lopez for 3. Nope.
It's not warmed up. I get it.
Well, it's his first missed three-pointer. He's made 2, I think. Norman Powell for 3.
I was off as soon as he released that.
That was
terrible.
not a great shot. Brogdon ahead for Giannis.
Just move. Okay.
Ooh, fouled by Lowry. Looked like almost a clean block. Kyle Lowry on Giannis. That would have been cool.
but 2 free throws coming here.
I don't know. Do you let him just get the bucket, or do you go all in and just kind of try and hard foul him?
Depends on how
Or
many
block
fouls
him.
I have currently, but I would rather him earn those at the line. There's no guarantee that he's making those free throws.
Yeah, I guess he did just airball one.
I'm fouling him. No,
yeah.
no layups. Playoffs. Let's go.
That was good.
Although that was, I could have gone either way on that one. In the
Yeah.
playoffs, I would be fine with them just no calling that.
If they no called it, he would have gotten another putback right at the rim. So that was actually. I think,
It's
helpful.
when you're a guy. See, now you
Yeah.
made your money back. If you're a guy like Kyle Lowry and you're facing Giannis on a fast break, I would consider that a win if you get him to not dunk that over you.
I'm taking the charge, and if I get dunked on, I get dunked on.
Look at Jasmine.
I don't care.
I'm taking the charge. That's
Just-
awesome.
The charge is like one of
Jasmine
my
didn't play
favorite.
basketball though, so she doesn't know
Bro,
what it's
neither
like to
did
take a
you.
charge. Yes, I did.
You played in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Exactly. I played in 6th grade. Like, come on.
They're showing Drake in the front row.
Global ambassador Drake.
I played through 8th grade.
Okay.
Did you ever take a charge in a game? Don't lie.
No, absolutely
A
not.
regular.
I don't see you with that skill set.
We had a guy on our team though that would take charges probably 20 times a game, and would get the call every time because he just.
It's my favorite. Like when because it reminds me of Jason Terry and his Mavericks days, and he just stand there and just, or JJ Barea now, and that's how he gets injured all the damn time because he's so tiny. But the fact that you are putting your body literally on the line in front of dudes the size of Giannis or LeBron or whoever the hell it is, I'm impressed. Like, because like you said, you wouldn't do it. There's a lot of guys in the league who are too embarrassed because they don't want to end up on Twitter because that's why they won't.
Oh,
do it.
I don't care about ending up on Twitter. I'm just weak.
Yeah, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm not taking charges. Go ahead. I'll follow you.
Really?
No.
You're
way.
not taking charges?
No way.
Why?
I mean, I'll take if I.
Is it the embarrassment factor?
No,
Like,
if I beat you to the spot in my pickup basketball, I'm gonna hold it. But to willingly, if some big dude's coming down the lane, to step in, no chance. Go ahead, you can have that layup. But Siakam reverse
great
layup
move.
is in.
That was pretty. That was a Hall of Fame move, wasn't it?
I do love that,
pretty
that
good.
baseline move from Pascal.
Yeah.
I mean, look at those long arms. Look at the athleticism
looks
of a
like
Pascal Siakam.
he like
Looks like he
tiptoes.
came from the Kawhi Leonard family. Like I don't. Well, actually, no more KD. No longer. Yeah.
Oh, Pascal.
Pascal, when he runs along the baseline like that and he like tiptoes it like it's a tightrope, that's I love that.
He just got
Here's a replay of it.
pump faked by
That's a pretty slow mo right
Chris Middleton.
Great
And
camera work.
Middleton with a little step back, fakes a three, and then Siakam.
there. How do we feel about that? The step back pump fake, jump into the guy.
That right there was good offense. And
Like, is it smart or is it just annoying?
I think it's super smart.
Okay. Because
Can
like
be
James
smart
Harden
and
does
annoying.
it, right? Because James Harden does it like 10, 15 times a night. I feel like.
Well, as long as you're not kicking your legs out to try to get a cheap foul, I'm good with it. And that was not what just happened there.
Yeah.
I mean, Siakam.
He just bit on it totally.
Yeah, he bit. He was out of control. All day.
But it was partially because he was playing good defense there. Really close, tight defense.
Yeah, he was really going for it.
Okay. By the way, we're gonna be talking to Brandon Jefferson coming up here at halftime, as we will be stepping in to one of our contributors from the step back. So Brandon will be with us at halftime. We're also going to have Keith Parrish will be with us in the third quarter at some point as well. So bringing in some of our outstanding NBA writers as we move along here. 49-42. Nice little follow by Marc Gasol. Raptors by 7. Milwaukee, you're fine. You're hanging. Brook Lopez working on Gasol. Now Brogdon. Right baseline drive. Reverse layup. Missed it. Tip in Ilyasova.
You know who would have made that? Andrew Wiggins. He would have made it on the first try.
Yeah, well, he's
Honestly,
not here.
I wouldn't know. So
Siakam right baseline passes off the foot of Chris Middleton. Raptors will keep it in a 5-point game. Chris Middleton, whatever his usage is right now, it's quite high. Ball's been in his hands a lot.
I mean, they got to get him going. He's been up and down this series, the whole playoffs. Like, he's your number 2 guy.
Bad turnover for the Raptors on the inbounds pass. Bucks run out. Bledsoe for 3. Nope. That has not been his game in these playoffs. The 3 ball has been unkind for Eric Bledsoe.
He's 0 of 2 tonight so far.
Van Fleet on the drive. Van Fleet in the lane. Had a layup. Instead, wanted to kick it out for three.
He tried to be fancy, and it was a good idea, but Kyle Lowry was not ready. Although I think that if he would have gone up with the layup, that would have gotten blocked. I don't know.
Going to the game log here for Eric Bledsoe.
Can we talk about the fact that like the Suns had Eric Bledsoe, they had Goran Dragic.
Yep.
Who was the other one that they had?
Well, at one point
they had Isaiah Thomas.
They had Isaiah Thomas. I mean, if we're gonna go back in the day, they had Elliot Perry. They've had 7,000 point guards.
Well, I'm just talking about in the last like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like those three guys were on the same team, and then like
that's why I'm so happy that they did not win the lottery, because they just would have messed Zion Williamson up, and we never would have gotten to see what he could be in the NBA.
Such an inept
Do you
franchise.
believe in the Pelicans?
I believe in David Griffin.
Yeah,
And Alvin Gentry.
Yeah, Alvin Gentry's a good coach.
Fair enough.
Magic Johnson said so himself.
Magic was fascinating.
Did you see his
first
tweet?
take.
His eating skinny popcorn.
Yeah.
He chose salt and pepper for the evening, folks.
Okay, Magic. Just to name the 3-point line for Eric Bledsoe. He was 1 of 6 last game, 1 of 5 the game before that, 0 of 6 before that. He's shooting 12.2% in the Eastern Conference Finals coming into tonight. 2 for 17. No bueno.
Upcoming national TV schedule. I love that they're promoting
the
debut of the WNBA.
I was going to say, they do all this talk about how WNBA players obviously don't make enough money, and the counterpoint is, well, it's based off of the revenue that the league generates. But they do not promo that league enough for them to actually
Well, they didn't have a
make
commissioner,
revenue.
so...
Yeah, for sure. Now that they have a commissioner, it feels like the time for the league to really take off. And, I mean, it's existed for so long, so it's been time.
Yeah.
But all of the pieces are falling into place, aside from all the injuries.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is not a great time for them to get all this media attention. I mean, it is. It's always a good time, but it just sucks that some of their top players in the league are out, but there are a lot of young talent. There's a lot of young talent that's coming up that's also very exciting.
Yeah.
Powell's pass deflected and stolen by the Bucks. Giannis in the lane. He gets it ripped away. Raptors run the other way. Kawhi thought he was fouled. That's a turnover.
Is that a foul?
A lot of contact.
Right.
Bucks come back. Brogdon for 3. Nope.
You know who would have made that? Andrew Wiggins.
Doubt it.
No, he can't shoot threes.
Yeah.
He would not have made that. It would have gone poorly. It would have just hit all backboard, just brick. Like that meme of the dude just like throwing up threes at the gym. Have you seen that?
Oh, the one that people used and were like, this is Kyle Lowry now that the playoffs have started?
Yes, or Zion trying to get out of New Orleans.
That guy's shooting form is...
New centrist said no foul. I agree. I thought it was a foul.
Well, and let's name Malcolm Brogdon, though, your guy. He's struggling tonight, 0 for 5, and the Bucks are going to have to get some contribution from someone here.
Who do we think it's coming from? Who's going to have? We're dwindling down to in halftime. Who's going to step up for Milwaukee?
I mean, it's going to be one of the usual suspects here. If it's not Brogdon, it's got to be...
I'm going with either Nico or Pat Connaughton.
Ooh, they could use some Pat Connaughton.
Yeah. I mean, just like pulling stats from Game 3, their top 3 scorers combined for 32 points, while George Hill, Brogdon, and Pat Connaughton combined for 52. So it doesn't need to be one guy. It could be a committee of dudes, which is how a good team is ran, a la the Warriors. But because what do we have? We've got Pat Connaughton 0. Well, he hasn't taken a shot, but George Hill has been where? MIA. He's played 12 minutes. He's got 3 points. He's taken 2 shots. I would like to see a bit more production from him, just because in the previous games he's been getting up some good shots and getting good looks. I would like to see him be more aggressive with it.
He's an interesting guy too going forward. I'm assuming he probably doesn't stay in Milwaukee,
George Hill.
I think he might get a better opportunity elsewhere as far as being a starting point guard, perhaps with the ball in his hands a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see.
The journey that he's had of like on those Pacers teams when they were battling LeBron when he was on the Heat, and it was him and Paul Stevenson and Roy Hibbert.
That was a great Pacers team.
Yeah. And, prior to that, he was with the Spurs, and now he's in Milwaukee, and it's just he's had a pretty solid career of making it to the postseason. He just hasn't gotten over that hump. I mean, maybe he'll join the Warriors. He would be a hell of a backup point guard for them.
Yeah.
Kendrick Perkins is tweeting, Surge, I see you. That's the wild African I know. God damn it.
God damn it.
I talked to Big Kendrick at the draft combine.
He's very, very honest.
He's very out there right now.
Yeah. Is he trying to plug something? I mean, aside from the big
he's trying to plug himself. He's just building up equity right now.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to figure out what's next for him. I mean, he's playing in the big three. He's coaching. He's doing media. He's all over the place. He was on what show did I just see him on? Speak for Yourself. He's tweeting from. I don't even know what that is.
Speak for Yourself. Marcellus Wiley and
okay,
dude who used to work for the Kansas City Star.
Oh yeah, Jason Whitlock.
Yeah, Whitlock.
Okay, so we got Big Kendrick on there.
I mean, he's making the rounds. I like it.
Hey, get yourself out there, Big Kendrick.
In my mind, he's forgettable as a basketball player because I don't really remember Kendrick Perkins as a basketball
I just
player.
remember him as a huge complainer. He was just like talking a lot of a lot of shit for like, dude, you're
okay.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I remember him on the OKC teams, but when it was he was on OK? Yeah, he was on OKC. Now that you said that, I want to look up Kendrick Perkins numbers.
Mr. Meatballs asked a little bit ago, who do we think the cutest player on the court is?
The cutie patootie out there?
Cutest player on the court.
I think Fred VanVleet's pretty cute.
Well, Drake's on the court, so there you go.
I had to think.
Actually, George Hill's got like a cute baby face.
To me, Nico's adorable. Once the beard,
Whoa, what a take.
Once the beard went away,
Nico is cute. Alert the media. Us.
Brogdon.
Nico looks strange without a beard.
To Giannis, yeah,
he does. He needs to always have
this
facial
baby face. Nico.
Whoa, what kind of a move was that?
No.
That's a finger roll 7 feet away from the rim.
It was adorable, Nico. Actually, now seeing him all by himself on screen, I don't know if that's adorable.
Ooh, Joe Starr gave us a shout out for the swag shop. He said, I like your swag.fanside.com page. Nice stuff. Thanks, Joe.
Oh,
we appreciate
thank you.
that. You can get that shirt from the swag shop. You can get this hat from the swag shop.
That poster?
You can get that lovely poster back there from the swag shop.
That mug?
The two mugs from the swag shop.
What about these basketballs?
Not the basketballs. You can get the hoodie that you see on the screen. Maybe we'll do some trivia later. Maybe. You never know. Yeah, so thank you, Joe. We appreciate it. Make sure you purchase something from the swag shop. Good stuff. Nice soft t-shirts. Good hats.
That was
Nicely
a good
constructed.
hard sell for the swag shop right there.
Got to do. That's part of my contract.
You
I'm
just
contractually obligated. So, swag shop. Hulu has live sports.
I don't know. How do you find the swag shop online?
You go to swag.fansided.com.
Swag.fansided.com.
Yeah, that's the homepage of the swag.fansided.com page.
And you can get gear at swag.fansided.com.
All right, let's move on.
I just want to make sure that Jasmyn did her job fully.
Yes.
Kyle Lowry for 3.
Carl really doesn't want you to get fired.
Trust me, that's not the reason.
That was a very thorough. It was a good sales pitch. Giannis to the rim, missed the right-handed layup in traffic. Rebound to the Raptors. Van Fleet on the push.
Oh, he used Giannis's move, but it's not the Giannis step when he does it. He's out of bounds, is he not?
He got fouled. George Hill had the basketball, basically got knocked out of bounds. They're calling a foul.
Like the force that Giannis moves toward the rim. Now, see.
Well,
he is someone I would not take a charge from. That's about the only person.
He'll kill you. That knee's going to come up in your chest and it's
okay,
going to be all over.
but in a world where I play in the NBA, I'm not the size that I am.
Let's
say I'm the size of
Let's say you're the size of Brandon Ingram.
No, I want to have Luka Doncic's body, just thick and doughy. Okay.
How many charges did Luka Doncic take this year? Does he even play defense?
He plays better defense than Trae Young. So if I have his body, I'm not saying I have his skill sets, but I have his body type. And I'm standing out there, I would absorb a little bit because I'm a little chubbier. But if I was Brandon Ingram, then I'd snap like a twig.
What was it, your George Hill?
George Hill, I think.
He's got some broad shoulders.
I think George Hill has too much, what's the word I'm looking for?
George Hill has serious.
I think he does a sidestep. I think he pretends he's going to do a charge and then he just sidesteps at the end.
Clout that he doesn't want to sacrifice.
Like something of that, like a word similar. Thesaurus that, please. Not clout, but something similar.
4-point game after 2 Hill free throws. Jumper by Ibaka, good. 54-48, Raptors by 6.
Serge
Ibaka's been nice this game.
Orlando Magic.
12 points already. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 55.6% from the field.
Love to see it.
Nico loses the ball on the drive, gets it poked away. Raptors run the other way. Kawhi.
I feel like Kawhi's hands are too big for dribbling a basketball.
Too big?
Like, I feel like sometimes...
You want big hands.
Well, yeah, but, like, I feel like he has the hands of Shaq, and it's not like Shaq can handle the ball.
If,
and so sometimes he's dribbling, it looks like...
If he has smaller hands, though, like, that takes away so much of his game.
Oh, for sure. I'm just saying it sometimes looks odd when he dribbles a basketball.
You know who's got small hands?
Like, look, that all...
Yeah,
it's like... Eh.
You know who had small hands and had a great career?
Muggsy Bogues?
Kobe's hands were small, man. Kobe had small hands.
So did Muggsy.
Did you ever, like, put your hand up? Like, how do you know this?
Because if you just
look at it.
Like, if you look...
I feel like it's
you
hard
have
to
meaty hands.
gather hand size.
You called me...
Whoa, that was...
I said you have meaty hands.
No, that was something.
That was a little bit on the...
That was very close to pudgy. You have pudgy hands.
Meaty hands means this part of your hand is meaty. That's what that means.
Everybody's got meaty hands.
No, my hands are not meaty.
Please,
you have...
Please
No,
reply...
this part of his hand is very
Please reply
meaty.
in the chat when she says I have meaty hands if she just did
That is
not
not
call me fat.
And that is not a diss either, by the way. It's just you have very, like...
I'm just curious if I...
Like, you have, like, worker hands.
Well, that's...
I'm a rough and tumble guy, Jasmyn.
Okay, well, all of the massages and pedicures that he receives.
building log cabins and stuff.
I do have a massage scheduled for Thursday at
Exactly.
4:30. Very excited. I'm going to be relaxed for the chat.
Relaxed. He was wide open 5 seconds ago. This is one of the things Giannis does. He has good court vision for his size, but if he could just, like, take that up, he could have seen Nico. Nico wouldn't have had to raise his hand in the corner.
There's a lot of comparisons out there for Ben Simmons and Giannis. I feel like there are things that Giannis is better at than Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons is better at than Giannis. One of those things is passing. If you could take those two guys and, like, bring their best qualities together, they would be
superhuman.
An amazing.
You'd have
basketball
LeBron
player.
James.
Yeah, pretty much.
Baseline drive, Nico made it
Except a little bit taller.
Made it a 6-point game and then a 3 for Norman Powell. 59-50. Marc Gasol going nuts on the bench celebrating that 3. Norman Powell has 10 points, by the way, 3 of 8.
He gets a switch.
Giannis, good pass to Nico. 3 to come right back at you. Nope.
I don't know.
Rebound to Kawhi.
His drive to the lane, I think he was fouled there. There was a lot of slapping happening.
Yeah, but they did get a wide open shot.
Kawhi putting the moves on Chris.
Wow, Kawhi's just struggling with the handle tonight.
See? Oh, my God. I'm telling you.
Powell for 3 again. Powell missed it.
It's those meaty hands.
No, it's his giant-ass hands. They're too big for the ball. He has the hands of Shaq, but he plays...
There's no such thing as too big of a hand for a basketball.
No, there is. That's one of the biggest reasons Shaq couldn't shoot free throws.
For basketball.
Because, that didn't impact his dribbling.
Well, because he didn't dribble. He needed to take 2 power dribbles, turn around, and dunk it.
It certainly does impact your dribbling a little bit. If you give me one of these balls, I can handle it not nearly as well as I can a regular-sized basketball.
Like, you want your hand to be, like, perfect enough to just...
Like, if you're trying to dribble that...
Carry it, because they never get called.
I mean, I'd love to be able to dribble this with my...
Your handles would not be as good.
Yeah, you would not be able to, like, have a crossover like
Steph
get the, or Kyrie.
You know how you want to get the padding of your fingers on the ball when you're dribbling? Like, you can't...
We'll teach you later.
I can't explain
it's just a little tiny ball, but look...
The mechanics would all be screwed up.
One of the reasons why... for those who can finish around the rim like this and this stuff... They've got huge mitts because they have great control of the basketball.
For sure. Absolutely. All I'm saying is that Kawhi, is nicknamed the Claw, has abnormally large hands, which he isn't the greatest ball handler because of that, because he doesn't know how to effectively use his hands.
I want to talk to Kawhi about this and see what he would say.
He's not going to tell you anything.
He won't say anything.
Kawhi's been a little bit more
He's going to say, yeah, I got big hands, and that's about it.
I would...
The new centrist said big hands are harder to shoot with. Thank you.
Jumper for Nico for 3, no good. Rebound to George Hill.
That
really
was
a
good rebound. That was a tough. Okay.
Nico for 3 again.
Nico. Oh,
wow, very, very.
That was bold.
Like, look at the way he dribbles. Well, this isn't a good example because he's dribbling down the clock, but we'll come back to it. I promise.
Kawhi up top. Kawhi around the back. Kawhi working on middle.
There were some good handles on that possession.
Twice. Gives it up to Lowry. Lowry wants to go. Lowry on the drive by Nico. Short shot, missed it. Foul. Nico. Rough ending of the half for Nico.
He thinks he's Kobe. Hashtag
not Kobe.
Hashtag he thinks he's Kobe. That's the infamous hashtag you use when you think you've got a shot and you continue to shoot it and you just continue to miss it. A la Harrison Barnes, but whatever.
Our guy, Brandon Jefferson is tweeting out. Appreciate that, Brandon Jefferson, that you'll be joining us. That's the support we like for the show at Jefferson_hoops. We see you, buddy.
I'm going to be speaking to him live in a few minutes.
Step
Back's very own.
We'll do it live.
Yes,
Richard, is this going to work? Do we have the capabilities to pull this? Do you have headphones ready? I do.
Look at you being prepared.
I got my headphones. I got my tea. I got my Wilson.
Brandon will be with us right at the start of the halftime. I'll have him queued up.
Is this on?
I don't know if I've ever talked to a Brandon Jefferson. Seems like a very intimidating character. Layup, Giannis, no foul, Raptors. The Bucks got down the court in 2 seconds.
Why are you prefacing his appearance on this show if he seems intimidating?
I just get nervous by people that I don't know. I'm just trying to be honest.
We saw him, well, if you were here before, we did a little pre-thing with him.
I was here. I was right over there. I heard you guys talking to him.
Nice guy. You'll be fine.
I'm sure I will be, but I'm just, I got this tight circle, and you guys have, infiltrated it, and now I'm just getting comfortable with you, and now we're bringing.
I have no idea what you're saying. I was not paying attention, so I was trying to figure out the technical side of this. So what? We're friends? Okay.
At the beginning, it was just me and Richard back in the day, and then
Working out of a
and
broom
the video
call,
team
is
just
it?
keeps on growing and growing and growing, and now I got to get used to you guys. I feel like
Josh Hill, I don't know. I think this might be a diss. I'm not sure. He said you did a video with Brandon Jefferson like twice.
Oh.
Hill just why is Josh
Hill, shoot it from afar.
Oh,
that's okay.
It's the age, Carm.
Maybe that's true. I'm not even denying that is true. Memories are memories, and mine. I'm a little bit.
Memories are memories. Carm quotes.
Yeah, I don't have a great one every now and then. You want to talk Jordan 84? Let's go.
Jesus. Also, happy belated birthday to Josh Hill.
Josh Hill.
Yes.
Josh
He's got
David
the balloon.
He turned the big 4-0 last week.
Josh Hill's 40.
Did? Oh.
He looks
I asked him
terrible.
how old he was, and he was like, I'm either 12 or 57. So
He definitely actually looks like he's 12. But,
Yeah.
But
I don't know why I believe the 40 thing for like half
yeah,
a second.
me either.
nah, Hill's
I'm pretty gullible.
Yeah. Yes.
Hill's got a very bright future.
Yes, he does.
He's gonna turn into something.
He's going to turn into what, like a Pokemon? He's going to morph? What the hell?
He's got.
He's going to be
He's
a
gonna level up.
Charizard in 5
Right.
years.
He's got a shot to.
What are we doing?
Be a player and.
To be in what?
What
sport?
I don't know.
These are just
You're
He's so
throwing
shooting out
buzzwords.
broad
Stop.
generalizations.
God.
he's so talented.
Just
that
wasting
there's
time.
I don't want to box Hill into one corner. Somebody at the door. I just heard somebody at the door.
We have a visitor?
I think you are making things up. Is Brandon Jefferson
Is he
here?
here?
Is there pizza coming tonight?
No, I
Does
don't
anybody
think so.
talk to
I already ate. I had fish.
upper management? All right. Now, when do I put in my thing, Richard?
Your
Do you want
headphone?
to talk to him now?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk to him. I want to.
Do I need to turn this on?
We certainly promoted it enough.
Should I turn this on?
Turn that
Just
on.
this button?
We're gonna try technology here, team. We're going for
It's going to be in slow motion.
a guest on the show. It's our first ever guest on the live program, which I think is an impressive accomplishment.
I can hear everything in here, and it's freaking me out so much.
You're weirded out. I think this. Oh, look at our guy,
Hey!
Brandon. What's up, man? How are you?
Nothing much, guys. Happy to be here. Very honored to be the first guest. I guess we should ding the bell more. I don't have my own, but I'll slap it down a couple times.
There it is.
Brandon, do we ever do a live? Do we ever talk? Did I ever talk to you before?
I got some emails before.
But I don't think we ever talked before. I think Josh Hill is wrong.
No. I've never been a part of these lawsuits before.
Yeah, Josh Hill is lying. He's incorrect, and I know who I've talked to, and I should have stuck with my guns.
Don't
And
look at me. I didn't
and
say
Hill
it.
is full of. You know what he's full of. I don't need to double up on the thing. So Hill was just wrong. Brandon, what's your take on the first half here? What'd you think of how Toronto came out here? I mean, Giannis was hot, but the Raptors with a 10-point lead.
It's kind of a bizarro game 3. If you take everything that happened in game 3, it was like really Kawhi stepped up, Pascal was on his notch, and now it's really Kyle Lowry, Serge Ibaka, kind of guys who've been missing on and off throughout the playoffs are stepping up right now. Milwaukee's getting a great Giannis first half compared to what he did in game 3, but still the Raptors have found a way to keep the keep the beast away for now.
Jasmyn, any questions for Brandon?
Well, I guess my major question is, it's not more so about the game. It's more about looking towards the future for Milwaukee, mainly about Malcolm Brogdon, because we just talked about him 5-6 times on the show already. Who do you think is going to come after Malcolm Brogdon in the offseason? I mean, he's been doing pretty well this postseason. He's had a pretty good year. What do you think is going to be the future for Malcolm Brogdon?
I don't know how happy this is going to make Mark, but I really think the Chicago Bulls should go after him. He definitely fits next to Zach LaVine. LaVine likes to be on the ball. Brogdon can play on and off. They can be interchangeable as guards. I really think if the Bulls are serious about being contenders and taking that next step, which they seem to talk about all the time, Malcolm Brogdon is the guy they should circle in on.
Well, why are you calling me out on not being happy on that, Brandon? What's your angle?
I was listening to the first half with you guys, and I heard the Andrew Wiggins Brogdon
He has
debate,
the receipts.
Right, but I'm saying that I'm not trying to dog Brogdon on that. I still am bullish on Andrew Wiggins. I guess I'm one of the only ones left. So I think Malcolm Brogdon. If the Bulls can get Malcolm Brogdon, that is addition by subtraction on Milwaukee. That is a solid. Right?
Did you just say it's addition? They get better by dropping Malcolm Brogdon?
No, it's you're okay. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. You're stealing from the Bucks. You're taking away from Milwaukee's depth and a potential starter down the line, which I think is great for the Bulls. And you're adding on a quality player at a position in need. If you can get Malcolm Brogdon, I think that'd be great for the Bulls.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, no disrespect to Maple Jordan over here, but he's not really what we thought he was going to be. And in today's NBA, he really doesn't have a role. You guys are talking about he's not really an outside shooter. He doesn't attack as much, even though he's probably one of the best athletes in the game. He's just kind of lost in the transition of today's game. He's probably more of a 90s type of player, but sadly there's no time machines for him to jump back into.
I think that's why you love him so much.
I do like his old school game. By the way, we should mention that Brandon does a great job covering the NBA for the Step Back. Wilson, what do you got?
I just want to know where you stand on the Malcolm Brogdon and Andrew Wiggins. Where are you at there?
I'm Team Brogdon. I have to admit, I was a little bit of a hater when he came out of UVA. I thought he was a little overhyped. I didn't really see the transition, but what he's done in Milwaukee has been nothing short of amazing. He's really kind of the glue guy for them. They really haven't needed to show it with the ease they've had in the first 2 rounds, but in this series against Toronto, he's really been one of the players that stepped out and been a real consistent player for them.
Brandon, where's KD going?
It pains me to say this because my dad's a Knicks fan, but I think he's going to New York.
Ooh.
I think he wants to bring the Mecca back. I think the Garden is enticing to him. Rich Kleiman's probably been in his ear nonstop, begging him to come to New York and make his team good again. I just think he's had enough of all this. Is it Steph's team? Is he the best player? Tired of being number 2, like you said, probably was that like 5 years ago now. I think he feels comfortable in himself, despite what he may tweet or Instagram, that he can take New York to the heights that will probably cement his legacy where he needs it to be.
You do a lot of coverage of the Atlanta Hawks too, right?
Yes, I do.
So would you like to have an argument with Jasmyn about Trae Young versus...
It's not an argument.
Bring it on. Yes, bring it on.
She thinks that Luka is
the rookie of the year.
The rookie of the year and just the better long-term player. And just, I mean, really there's nothing that Trae Young does better than Luka at the end of the day.
That's not true. I haven't had a conversation with you about Luka Doncic in a while, but I would love to hear your side of it, of how you see the two going forward, because I'm sure, we're going to get the two of them in a rivalry for years to come, hopefully.
Yeah, they'll definitely be tethered together for their careers, especially with the draft night deal. The second half of Trae Young, it probably surpassed anything I could ever have seen coming from him. To kind of bias this a little bit, I was a big Luka fan. When he was coming in Real Madrid, 16, 17, 18, all that, I was championing this guy to whoever would listen to me. But now that they're in the league, I think Luka is closer to what he's going to be at his peak than Trae is. And the fact that Trae still has steps to go and still has levels to add to his game before he's his final form and already is doing what he's doing, I just think the sky's the limit for him. We saw Steph kind of have the same thing where people doubted him at first, and then He got the NBA body, got the skills, did the work, and now he's probably one of the best players we've ever seen. I'm not saying Trey Steph by any case, but he definitely has the tools to be a high-impact player in today's game.
I was most impressed with his competitiveness and how much he was able to connect with his teammates. As a rookie on that team, it just seemed like there was a bond that was built that, to me, it was super impressive.
They were all very tight. One of my favorite things about watching Trae Young is actually if you watch on his lobs he throws, especially the John Collins, when he throws it, he jumps in the air with him, acting like he's going up to dunk it, and it's just so cool to watch, and he's so excited to make that pass and make that play for others, and I think that ties into what you're saying. People love playing with him because he liked getting them involved, getting them open shots, and celebrated them as much as he did his own.
I don't see Luka jumping when he throws an alley-oop. Jasmyn.
Who is he throwing an alley-oop to? Have you seen the Mavericks roster? They traded 4 of the 5 starting players on the team.
Part of the reason why he was getting so, because somebody had to put the ball in the bucket this year, so that's why Luka's
So he did it. He put up 20 points a game.
I'm not trying to have this fight to the end of the year.
While we're on the topic of rookies, the second team all-rookie this year, SGA, Colin Sexton, Landry Shamet, Mitchell Robinson, Kevin Huerter. That's the second team. This was an amazing year for rookies.
Yeah.
And then first team, Luka, Trey, DeAndre Ayton, Jaren Jackson Jr., Marvin Bagley III.
I think they got that wrong. Who would you rather have going forward? Kevin Huerter or
Nah, Kevin Huerter's not first team. I think you could probably swap in maybe Marvin.
Would you rather have SGA or would you rather have Marvin Bagley?
I think SGA should have been first team, but that's my only grievance with the all rookie
Probably,
squads.
I would say I would agree with you guys. SGA probably did deserve, but I think more of his impact came in the playoffs, where we really saw that he fit today's game because he had such an impact, especially playing against the defending champ, and they gave them all they could handle. I think, I don't know the exact date, but it was just, this is one of the first times in a while that the first team all rookie was the first 5 picks in the draft as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool to highlight, and especially coming off a year where people were kind of down about the class coming up, to see 2018 and 2019 already paying dividends is pretty cool for a rookie class.
At the end of a season too, it's kind of rare that we don't have it's kind of rare that the first and second team that you can debate some of these guys. Usually first team all rookie is pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
There's usually not this many rookies that stand out. So future's bright for the NBA.
Hey, Brandon, before you go, give a key to the second half.
Key to the second half is definitely going to be Marc Gasol. I think if they're going to keep Brook Lopez out there and keep hanging back on the pick and rolls and helping in the middle of the lane to keep penetrators out, Marc Gasol is going to have to hit 3 to 5 shots. It doesn't have to be all threes, but he needs to make shots to make them at least kind of respect him while he's on the court.
All right, we're going to mark that down. Marc Gasol has got to hit 3 to 5 shots. Is that what you just said? Did I hear that right?
3 to 5. Yep.
All right. We'll give you the champ chain if this happens.
All right.
Brandon,
send it to New Jersey.
Yeah, it's on the way if you get it done. Appreciate your time, Brandon. Good to be with you.
Thank you, guys. It's great to have you.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks, Brandon.
Brandon Jefferson doing a great job covering the NBA for the Step Back.
Make sure you follow him as well. At, let me pull up his Twitter, Jefferson_hoops on Twitter.com. Give him a shout out.
Absolutely. Follow him. And first things first, follow at the Carm. Very
It's always at the Carm first.
I am now following at Jefferson_hoops.
Boom.
I'm his 3.
You did one call with him and he got a follow right away. It took me months to get a follow from him.
It took me months, and I sat right next to him.
I mean, listen, since I started following Jasmyn Wimbish and Josh Wilson, my life has changed.
That's a lie.
Yeah, I think you're probably getting the same tweets quote tweeted in your feed that were already there.
But I love the support.
You guys do great Twitter. I mean, Jasmyn, you're a nonstop Twitter superstar.
Yeah, I had to take a break for the last 2 weeks, going on vacation and having friends in town and all that kind of stuff. But I got to get back into the swing of things. Yeah.
You have friends in town?
I did.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's kind of adorable. All right.
Everything's adorable to him.
Cute.
It's cute.
The Brooklyn Nets, they're adorable.
They're adorable. What a cute story.
They're a cute little team that's never going to do anything. Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry leading the Raptors as we look at our halftime stats here with 18. Kyle Lowry, give him credit. I mean, he's been he's been playing a lot of dogging of Kyle Lowry for his playoff performances, and rightly so. But in this series, this is he's taken a major step up. Anybody want to dispute that? I mean, he had 30 in game 1. Game 2 wasn't great, but he played an effective game 3 with just shooting 4 of 7, had 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Well, fouled out on that one too.
Well, I would agree. I think the last stream that we did of a Raptors game, we were talking about how people are, dogging on Kyle Lowry, but if you actually look at his averages, he's producing what his averages are. Like, it's because people have higher expectations for Kyle Lowry, which I understand, because with a giant-ass contract comes a lot of expectations. The Spider-Man quote, great whatever is great whatever. And I get, there's a sense of pressure on him, but this is who Kyle Lowry is. He's not the best player on the team. He's not the second best player on the team. He's a third option, and people need to, when they think about his game, they need to put that into perspective.
He's kind of the second option. I mean, I don't know if you could. I mean, it's kind of a hybrid 2-3 there with him and Pascal, right?
I mean, you just said 15 minutes ago Pascal Siakam's a Hall of Fame player.
Right, but they're not looking for Pascal to score. I mean, Kyle's got the ball a lot.
I mean, what is he averaging in the playoffs? Because Pascal's averaging 19 points.
Yeah, but I don't know. Pascal gets his points a lot in the flow. Kyle's more the initiator. What's he averaging in the playoffs to answer the question? Let's see here. Kyle Lowry is averaging 18.7 in this series. He scored 13 in the Sixers series, and he had 11 against Orlando. So he's been coming up here. Orlando series, he was dreadful. Remember game 1 when he went 0 for 7?
Oh, I remember it. It was terrible. I would like to forget it, actually.
Kyle Lowry's true shooting percentage goes from about 57% down to 53%. And he's on this graph with a bunch of other players, and he plummets further than a lot of others.
He's averaging 13 points a game in the postseason this year. He was averaging 17 last year. So when he was averaging 19 4 years ago. I mean, to me,
that's a bad trend.
Like an eye test, just looking at it, he's the third option on this team.
He should
regardless of the name Kyle Lowry and the history that we know of him and all this kind of stuff. He's the best player on this team.
But if you look, okay, hold on a second. How many shots? Look up Siakam shots. Lowry shot the ball in this series coming into tonight 35 times.
He shot the ball total 35 times.
35 times in this series. How many shots has Siakam taken?
He's taken.
This is the stuff we do all day in the office. It's super exciting. I know you're loving it. It's what you do all day. I don't know what you do all day.
I'm over there in the corner. Wow. Yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah, what do you do all day?
I'll let you know someday when you're ready.
When you're old enough.
I'm probably too intimidated to know. That was fun talking to Brandon, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I enjoyed Brandon.
That was a great first guest.
Thank you for being on.
Set the bar high.
Read all of his content on our NBA division of Fansided, the Step Back. That's why you see all of this up here. It's our, oh, wait, not that way. Do I point? There we go. The Step Back, yeah. So make sure you read all of Brandon's content and follow him on Twitter at Jefferson_hoops. I don't know what Carm's doing.
That's so you can see the step back.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so we're going to have another guest later on in the game. We're going to have, who are we going to have? We're going to have Keith Parrish on the show later. Third quarter. The start of the third quarter or the end of third quarter? Wherever we want.
And if you want to come on the show, if you also want to come on the show, just send me a tweet. We'll see what we can do if we can hook you up.
Just open
anybody?
A whole door.
Yeah. I just like to get Twitter interaction. Maybe that would do it.
So this is a scam.
No, absolutely.
100%. There's no chance you're coming on. But I mean, hey, who knows? So, anything's possible.
We'll give you a shout out though, whatever.
Yeah,
can we get
shout
Magic
you out.
Johnson on here?
If you say hello, I want to be on the chat. I will for sure
he's
shout
free
out
now.
on Twitter.
Yeah. Magic Johnson, we are huge fans of your tweets. Please come on our show.
Please do more of them. Also, this feels like it's been the longest halftime in the existence of halftimes. Am I just tripping, or like that? It just feels like it's very long.
They're about to get a whole lot longer with the NBA finals.
I was having this discussion. I don't remember who with. Should the finals try and do something like how the Super Bowl does, like a halftime show? Like, should they do something? I know it's harder because it's potentially 7-game series.
I like them doing their big halftime show during the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Like the J. Cole performance this year during halftime of the All-Star game was amazing.
Yeah, it was good. I just wish that, like, it brings attention to the All-Star game, but then it's like, when you're at the finals. I don't know, because some people just tune in for the Super Bowl just to see the halftime performance.
Yeah, I don't think the NBA, just because it's over such a long period of a couple of weeks, that I don't think they would be able to pull something like that off. So easy with the Super Bowl since it's just one game.
Maybe it's the first game that each team hosts, so you have 2 performances.
As you see, the second half is underway. Baseline jumper, good for Eric Bledsoe. Now in and out on a 3 from Kyle Lowry. Off a feed from Pascal Siakam in the post. So they actually ran a play for Pascal to start the second half, and he found Lowry, who missed the shot. Brook Lopez was thinking about a 3, but Giannis was fouled first. So first foul of the second half on the Raptors. And we'll see. Let's see how quickly.
Bud looks like he's about to beat someone's ass. Jeez.
He always looks constipated. It's a constipated Bud.
He looked like he was about to walk up on a ref. Like, seriously.
He always looks
That
very
was
distressed.
concerning.
Ooh,
See,
Giannis in the lane ran over Lowry. Are they going to call the offensive foul? They are. Okay.
that's one of those things that, like, I love Giannis, but that's one of the things he's got to work on is you're driving into 3-4 people and then you want to dish it off to someone who's standing 2 feet in front of you. Like, that can't. You either need to go up with it or kick it back out to someone on the 3-point line. That was a mess.
Can everybody do their Bud face?
I cannot do a Bud face. Wow.
Is that good TV? Is that good internet?
I don't know what that face is.
Oh! Kyle Lowry with a left-handed dunk.
Ooh,
and looks like he's got a cramp.
I don't know. He's walking a little gingerly, maybe on that foot.
Probably the New Balance
Could have been
shoes.
that might have been the calf, man. He went
He
up.
loaded up.
Oh!
What? I don't even
He
know.
went up to dunk it with the left hand. Giannis
I think
cracked
maybe it was
into him.
his shoulder? I don't know.
He hit. I mean, he went up like this. I can't do it accurately. But he got cracked in the back by Giannis. Ooh, I don't know, man. The way he's walking, I swear, it looks like his calf.
Which is odd because, I mean, unless he kicked him with his leg because Giannis is very huge, but I feel like most of the damage would have been done in his back because he kind of, let's see. His hip, maybe?
That could be a hip pointer. We might have a hip pointer, which is a very
Which kind of
difficult
forced
injury.
him to land a little funny.
Giannis in the post, double team, dribbles out, Kawhi all over him. Now Bledsoe on the drive, bangs into Siakam,
Kick it
traveled,
back out,
no call,
yes.
out to Giannis for 3. Nope. Rebound. They're going to get a foul as Nico had inside position on Danny Green. This is, I mean, Kawhi was very, very ginger.
And Kawhi's not a guy to, like, overplay injuries or downplay. Like, if he's hurt, he's hurt. Like,
he's guarded Giannis right now a bunch. Now they got Siakam on a switch. Giannis at the foul line, off for Bledsoe, right baseline drive, hanging, rejected by Kawhi, who just looked like he was playing with his left leg again. Siakam, low left against Giannis. This is not a good matchup for you, Pascal. Spins away from him, shoots it, good off the glass, out to Kawhi.
nice feed.
Down to Lowry, out to Siakam, 3-ball, no good. Rebound to the Bucks. They're getting good shots. They're just not making them.
Yeah, which has kind of been the story of the series for Toronto, except for Game 3, obviously. But
Well, and now, look, the grind of the series starts to come.
yeah,
You're in Game 4. You're coming out of the locker room. You got to get your body going again.
well, and these are the type of situations that you prepare for as an NBA player. Of if you lose this game, you're down 3-1. Like this is a must-win game. This is what you play for.
Sloppy inbounds past that Kawhi was able to steal, but he didn't have the burst to go to the hoop. Is that what you were oohing?
No, I was oohing the fact that it was Kawhi, Giannis. I would have liked to have seen him take him to the hole at least. There's nobody else.
Well, here they go one-on-one. Kawhi pull up 3 on him. Nope. Rebound to the Bucks. Brook Lopez.
We saw the power through mentality a little bit in the last game too, with Kawhi having that injury. It's that time of the playoffs where guys are getting sore, and you just got to power through it. The ones that are able to power through are the ones that are going to advance.
Who has the most energy? That was
Great
Nico's
pass.
always in the corner just waiting. There he is.
Nico for 3. It is
passed
a
that?
8-point game. That was, I want to say that was Middleton.
Yeah, it was Middleton.
That was a great look.
4 for 9, 2 for 7 from 3 for Nico.
Backdoor Kawhi for the 2-hand dunk.
Well, he's
beat
not
Middleton.
He's not hurting on. Well, I mean, he could be masking an injury. He's jogging very gingerly again, but he was able to get up to dunk that at least.
I don't know if you're the Raptors. Do take him off the court here and maybe give a little.
I don't think you can afford it just because this team is just not the same without Kawhi on the floor. It's not like a Giannis situation where Milwaukee can actually function. Raptors cannot do that.
Brook Lopez had just had a weird left-handed drive that ended up in him
See, that would
getting
be
a
me.
shot blocked.
I'd be Chris Middleton right there.
I'd
taking a
love to
charge.
see it.
Yep.
Now that's an and one for Siakam.
Even though he had position, but whatever.
Timeout.
Yeah, that was the weakest.
Timeout.
Let's see.
Good drive by Lowry. Hands it off to Siakam.
His foot was on the line, yeah.
His foot
Okay.
was in the circle. All
But-
right.
That would be me.
Good start for the Raptors.
I'd be down there, taking the charge. That's what hey, people get contracts just off of that type of hustle.
Do
Just
that.
saying.
Matthew Dellavedova did.
Matthew Dellavedova, Austin Rivers, to some extent, at least when he was in LA. That's like what he did. He was on the floor all the time. That's why he busted open his eye. Like, if you're not a skilled player in the NBA, but you're still in the league, that's because you're a hustle dude.
Mm-hmm.
Be gritty, be grimy, contribute to a team, do what you can. I get it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Not everybody in the NBA can be
Pascal Siakam.
Pascal
apparently.
Siakam, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let's see here. The Bucks have 3 players in double figures. Middleton with 18, Giannis with 14, Nico with 11. Brook Lopez is 2 for 4. He's got 6 points. Bledsoe is 1 for 5.
Hate to see it.
Brogdon is 0 for 5. So from your 2 point guards, you're 1 for 10 for 3 points. They're also, if you look at the rebounding, the Bucks have 23 rebounds in the game. Okay, I thought it was a great.
I don't know. Maybe we put in Tony Snell. How about that?
Hey, maybe you want to get it.
I feel like sometimes
Nobody has a greater penetrating stare than Tony Snell. You ever talk to Tony Snell?
I've never conversated
Why
with
would I
Tony
have
Snell.
talked
No.
to Tony Snell?
I don't know. Maybe you had a moment in time with a Tony Snell. He stares you. He just stares
Really?
at you. It's uncomfortable.
What I will say is that we were talking about coaches and rotations and making adjustments in the playoffs, and I don't know, maybe every so often you throw in a guy just to see what he can give you.
Yeah,
You put him in
and
for a couple minutes. If he sucks, he sucks. You take him out.
Even
I like it.
at this point in the series, too, if you're the opposing coach or opposing players and you see a player that you haven't prepared for in the first 3-4 games, like if you throw a Jeremy Lin out now, yeah, you probably know most of Jeremy Lin's moves,
Yeah.
but you've been preparing for players that you've seen all series long. If you just pull that randomly out, even if just it's for pure shock factor, it might do something for you. And if
Yeah.
he scores for you as well, that's even better. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of why we're seeing some teams occasionally run zone defenses. It's really not the zone defense that works all that well. It's just the surprise of
a new
I'm
player.
not used to this type of defense.
Right.
Congratulations, by the way, to Ray Jeff. Ray Jeff, my newest follower at _
Congratulations!
Ray J.
Did you just congratulate someone
Ray
for following you?
Jeff, my
Oh
man.
my
Thank
goodness.
you. Thank you for jumping on board at the Carm on Twitter.
I will say you had some great videos from the draft combine.
Thank you very
The
much.
Taco Fall video was
Taco Fall video was
great.
great. The who did you interview and you asked them to sing the fight song and they didn't know it and they were getting killed in the
That was a
comments?
tough one for Tyler Cook. I did
yeah.
did not want Tyler Cook at Iowa to be on blast, but he struggled mightily.
I mean,
I said, "Do you know the
Well,
fight song?"
you're the one who took that video after you knew he couldn't sing it. You didn't want him to be on blast, but you put it on Twitter.
Well, I didn't
I'm
think
sure knowing that
I just didn't think people would overreact to the level.
it's Twitter. What do you mean you didn't
it's a
expect people
website
to
of
overreact?
overreaction.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just for Tyler Cook's, and he didn't get near the blowback that I got from the Kansas people on my Quentin Grimes interview.
We're a loyal bunch.
I mean, what a
I mean, what did they?
what a loyal bunch.
What happened? So you said what to?
I said to Quentin Grimes, what's the greatest thing about Bill Self? All right, tell me something negative about Bill Self. I thought he would be something along the lines of,
Oh, he's super hard on you or something.
no, I actually wanted to joke ooh, dunk for Brook Lopez off a nice feed from Middleton. 73-62. Come on, Milwaukee. I thought he would say he eats the last cookie after breakfast or at breakfast on the road, or he whatever. I don't like the movie choices when we're on the bus. Something along those lines.
Mark Saul.
Marcus
Good.
All for 3. Brandon Jefferson. What's up, dude? That's what you wanted. That's what you just got. Raptors with their biggest lead of the game at 14.
Continue.
So Kansas fans thought I was like
Mean spin move by Giannis.
Sweet move by Giannis. Power dribble with the
And
left
it's
hand.
so huge. Like the circumference that he covers just spit. It's, I don't.
Almost a
God.
tornado.
Yeah.
Power dribble left hand, spin back right, layup good.
Oh, Drake is here. I've just noticed him for the first time.
Yeah, because I said when we were asked who's the cutest on the court by someone in
Oh,
the
yeah,
chat,
I
I
remember
was like,
that.
Drake's on the court. So
That was an underrated joke.
that's a hell of a move right there.
See, I can get a piece of that too. Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
did.
a little bit.
All right, here. 12-point game. Raptors the basketball. Again, it's Marc Gasol working on Ilyasova. Low left on the block. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Finally out to Kawhi. Pull-up jumper from 18. No good. Rebound to the Bucks. Milwaukee. You know what Doug
Call
Collins
block
would
and
say
foul
right
on
now?
Danny Green. That's on you, buddy.
I love when players complain when it's blatant that they committed the foul.
That's been my pet peeve of the playoffs.
Draymond's been better at it.
4 points, 4 fouls for Danny Green, by the way. That's
Yeah.
not making a great
Not
impact.
a great point to foul ratio.
Definitely not. It's kind of funny because Danny Green in Toronto has actually not been great overall.
I liked him in the regular season. It wasn't
Good feed.
Spurs
Middleton
Danny
to
Green,
Ilyasova for a layup. Oh, and now George Hill a steal.
that was a good one.
That was some sloppy basketball by the Raptors. Middleton for 3. It's good.
Yeah, there's like 3 Raptors in the backcourt. And George Hill comes up with it.
All right, 7-point game, just like that. Kawhi's fouled going to the hoop.
21 points, Chris Middleton, by the way.
I don't know about this. The way Kawhi's moving around, something could be wrong with that leg. I mean, he's able to, in bursts, he's able to go, but then he does not look comfortable afterwards.
I mean, this is why. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. The Kawhi Leonard offseason. This does not bode well for me. If I get hurt as Kawhi Leonard and I don't have the security of other guys being able to step up for me when I'm hurt, that's a problem for me. And I'm not saying there's a better situation somewhere else, but in LA, specifically with the Clippers, you have the opportunity to have another max player with you, not named Kyle Lowry.
That's all true, but he's in a great spot right now, Jasmine. I mean, look, the whole entire offense is built around him. It's a great place to play basketball in Toronto. The Eastern Conference is not as strong as the West.
I really think that Game 7 shot and the bounce it took bodes really well for Toronto. And
I think we're being a bit too kind about Toronto because we're on camera and we're like, Toronto's a great place to play basketball. Why the hell do I want to live in Toronto?
Toronto's a huge city. Toronto is
so is
like,
LA, so is New York, so is
Toronto's comparable to New York City when it comes to things to do, the market.
right. But if I'm Kawhi Leonard and I don't like snow and I don't like the cold weather, what the hell am I staying there for?
I've heard
And basketball's played in the winter.
when he was on. I just watched it today, the cooking show with Serge. He had, I mean, as far as Kawhi goes, glowing things to say about Toronto.
What did he say about Toronto?
He said he was excited to stay there over the summer and go to all these summer festivals. I don't know anything about these summer festivals, but he was saying he's going to stay over the summer and go there. Him staying over the summer, I don't think that's nothing.
I also don't think that carries a lot of weight.
No, it's not huge, but I don't think it's nothing either.
Just because Kawhi doesn't.
They've done a lot of good things for him. He was coming out of a situation with the Spurs where he felt very uncomfortable, felt like he was mistreated. They hired his family friend who worked for the Spurs and made sure he came with him to the Raptors. I think they've made him feel comfortable, and I kind of think he takes the Paul George route where he decides to re-sign and give it another
And one for Giannis, by the way.
few years to see how it goes.
Look, I would love if he stayed in Toronto because it spreads the talent around, and that's great. We haven't heard anything from Kawhi that suggests that he's going to stay, and because we don't know anything about his personality, he's on Serge Ibaka's cooking show, but he's doing Serge Ibaka a favor, so yeah, he's not going to be going on there saying, yeah, I'm not staying. He's a smart dude. Just because we don't hear him talk doesn't mean that he doesn't know how to play the system.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that Toronto is a good spot for him, and I don't think he wants to leave just yet. I think he feels like, well, I don't know what he feels like, but I don't think he's as far out the door as people seem to think he might be.
I mean,
It's certainly hard to tell. We have little to no information to work with when it comes to him.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is, I don't think people think that he's out the door. I think people think he's resigning, which is why I'm like, how do we know one way or the other? What information has Kawhi given us that says he's going to stay? I mean,
I felt like it's
Kyrie
further.
Irving literally went on a
further the
microphone
other
was
way.
like, I want to have my jersey retired in the Raptors of TD Garden, and now he's like, I don't know anybody anything. Like, so there's just been nothing for me to like confidently say like, oh, he's going to stay because the city's been great to him. Of course the city should be great to him. Every city should be embracing of their stars. They're not going to treat him like crap. But Kawhi said several times he doesn't like the cold.
When you're coming from a situation where you were treated like crap, maybe you're extra appreciative of being treated normally. Like, even if, yes, this is how he should be treated, but maybe it feels better to him because he's coming from a situation where he wasn't comfortable.
I don't say he was treated like crap. I don't think he was treated like crap in San Antonio, but that's just me.
There was a lot with his injury.
I think the injury reports and stuff, it was mishandled, but I wouldn't say they like treated Kawhi terribly.
Tony Parker coming out and saying that his injury was worse or whatever than Kawhi's. It wasn't a great situation. He was clearly uncomfortable enough to demand a trade.
I'm just saying, like, to say that he was treated. I just don't think he was treated like crap. I think that
he wasn't treated well compared to Toronto.
Toronto's also trying to sell him. Toronto also just traded the guy that they said you're going to be in Toronto forever, and it's the same management. They traded DeMar DeRozan, who his entire career has said that he wanted to stay in Toronto, and they traded him just like that. They're selling Kawhi on Toronto because they have to.
Sure, but that's my point, is that he's coming from a situation where he wasn't treated as well as he's being treated now.
Hey, while we continue that conversation, why don't we bring in another one of our contributors here, as perhaps Keith Parrish from the Step Back has a thought about where Kawhi is going to go, whether or how he was treated. What's up, Keith? Good, thanks for taking some time.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
We are.
Yeah, Kawhi.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have no inside knowledge. I think we're just all guessing at this point.
Of course.
But it seems like what we've seen in the playoffs. He seems to like his guys. He had a lot of fun hitting that game-winning shot. But I mean, when it comes to the off season, like, is he going to look around and be like, I can go to war with Kyle Lowry, who hasn't always been there? Like, he's playing pretty well tonight. Like, can I go to war with Mark Gasol, who's getting up there? Is this what I want to do? Or maybe I want to go to the West Coast? Do I want to go to the Clippers? Do I want to go to a situation where I can pick my teammates a little better? So, yeah, I don't know. I think he's probably gone, but I guess Raptors fans, we don't have any concrete knowledge to make him feel bad just yet.
We're putting the pressure on you, Keith. Go inside the head of Kawhi Leonard, and tell us what he's thinking. No one else has been able to do this. Why not take a stab at it?
I think he wants warm weather, and he wants to play with maybe people he's picking. So I would guess he's leaving if I'm trying to jump inside that head that no one can get inside of.
Can you imagine making a decision based on weather? That just seems ridiculous to me.
I mean, people base where they live on weather.
Yeah, but this is your career. Like, I wouldn't just. Okay. Oh.
I don't think it's just weather.
Yeah,
like,
it's just
if he goes to LA, I mean, yeah, that is pretty much all we've gotten out of him. Is like All-Star Weekend. He said the one thing he said about Toronto pretty much so far is that it's cold. So. Apparently, weather is on his mind.
What are you seeing tonight, Keith? What's your take on what we've seen so far here midway through the third quarter or late third quarter?
Well, I'm seeing it seems like the Raptors enjoy playing at home a lot more than they enjoy playing on the road. You're getting the bench help that you haven't been getting. Norm Powell's playing great. I know a little spunky role player by the name of Kyle Lowry's having another good game, which we don't always get in the playoffs. So, I mean, Marc Gasol is also stepping it up again. He seems like he's being aggressive. I mean, them being up with the game that Kawhi Leonard's having, Kawhi Leonard looked like he's limping around the court a bit. That's a very positive sign on the one hand that everyone else is playing well. But I guess, unfortunately, Milwaukee has a home court advantage, and you don't want to see Kawhi keep limping.
And Kawhi just hit a jumper, but you are seeing the same thing that we're all seeing. This dude is clearly limping around.
Yeah, he doesn't seem okay.
I mean, and he's probably going to play through it because he played the last game and he had a minor leg injury. So is he going to be taken out? Do they sacrifice that?
No. He rested all last season in San Antonio. He's ready to play through it now.
Yeah.
See, if I'm him though, well, whatever. You can't. I mean, you're going in the off season. He doesn't want to. It's disgusting to think that way right now. You're in the Eastern Conference Finals, but he's going to be a free agent. I wouldn't want to deal with if he actually is hurt, and he's think about the long rehab that he had. If he's worried that he's going to have to go through something like that again, I mean that would be a nightmare, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good situation to be in if it's a serious injury, but. Hopefully it's minor. I don't know. It's, again, who knows what's going on with Kawhi Leonard ever.
Keith, interested to hear your take on this one. Kawhi, wherever he goes, they're going to be all right. He's always going to elevate his team. But if he leaves the Raptors, where do you think they go from there? Who can they build around? What's a going forward plan for them?
That's a great question. If he leaves just in free agency and they get nothing back for him, you have Kyle Lowry under one more year of contract for a massive deal. You have Mark Gasol with that player option, and you assume he would pick it up. I mean, maybe Mark, he's kind of a squirrely guy. Maybe he'd be like, I don't need money. I'll let you off the hook. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it'd be a tough situation. I assume Masai, if Kawhi leaves, I would guess he tries to trade Kyle Lowry to see if he can get anything for that and maybe start a full rebuild. I mean, the season went really well into the development of the young player. Pascal Siakam coming on, probably, going to win the most improved player. OG Anunoby, who's missed the whole playoffs, he was a really good young player. So they have some pieces there. But I assume if Kawhi leaves, I don't see a clear path to them reloading in any way or a way to replace him. So I would guess he would try to trade Kyle Lowry, see what he can get, and then maybe convince Mark to either take less money or maybe why don't you go try to join a veteran team that's going to be playing for a little bit more next year.
And do you think, talking about Pascal Siakam, do you think that he is a guy that Toronto can build around for the future?
I don't think you want him to be your first or second option necessarily. I think his role right now is perfect if with that go-to scorer like Kawhi, with a guy who can set people up, with Kyle Lowry. I don't think you want him to be one of your top two guys on your team. He's like a perfect third man or even a fourth man on a championship caliber team. I think you still want to see what you have. You have a little bit of freedom to kind of figure that out going forward, and especially if they decide they need to rebuild a little bit. But I don't think he's going to be one of your primary guys on like a playoff team.
Yeah, because Mark's been saying the entire night.
I got big dreams for Pascal.
Apparently, the next Scottie Pippen Hall of Fame career for Pascal Siakam.
I see a guy that's got a lot of upside. He can shoot it. He's long. He can handle it.
Yeah, but you're just cashing in on all that upside
on one season.
Well, he's hold on now. He's been coming on.
I love Pascal.
Yeah, we're all love Pascal Siakam. You're just really jumping out there.
I love it, though. Do you think he's a perennial all-star down the line, Keith?
If I had to bet, I'd say no, because those are rare. But I mean, you can make the argument, like you're making, that he's shown all the signs. He's taking the same career path or growth as a Kawhi. Maybe he does become that like absolutely alpha star, can be in the MVP discussion. Those are so rare that it seems like a safer bet to say no. He's probably, like what he is right now is a fantastic player. I have trouble envisioning him being like a 24 point per game scorer. It seems like this. More comfortably he'll fill out to be 17, 18 points per game and just like a really solid guy you want on your team. But I don't want to put a ceiling on him. Go get it, Pascal. Be all you can be.
Keith, did you send me the sticker for Fast Break Breakfast? Was that you?
I did. It would look really good on your laptop right now. I don't see it.
This is the wrong one. It's on my other one.
He does have it on his other laptop.
Okay. That's good.
I think. Hold on. I think I have that one in here.
Let's get it in.
I might have peeled it off because it's still there. Great.
Yeah,
okay, good.
Nice.
Nice. I had to. Here we go, buddy. This is what we do.
This is good synergy. I appreciate
Also, pull that shirt off the back of the hoop there, because it's on the back.
Look at that. Right.
Yeah.
Pull the shirt off.
Right.
Pull the shirt off.
Yeah, we also have a fast break breakfast sticker right there.
It's on our backboard too.
Oh, great. Yeah, if anyone needs a fast break breakfast sticker, just message me on Twitter. I'll send you one.
Oh, I'm definitely going to be messaging you.
You're just giving those out.
It's a sweet sticker. I really wanted one.
I don't know how to get this one back on there, so I'll just put this
somewhere
on me for now.
That's a great look.
There we go.
Love it.
The step back. Damn it. Hey, okay. So what do you think happens in the offseason with Milwaukee, Keith?
Well, I think Milwaukee's goal is to see how many players on this current team they can retain. They don't have any other way to get better, I guess, other than hoping Pat Connaughton gets better and DJ Wilson can step up, because they're really up against the cap. They have all those free agents. Chris Middleton's going to opt out of his deal to get a big deal. Brook Lopez is unrestricted. Malcolm Brogdon is going to be a restricted free agent. Is going to get a huge offer sheet. I think they're off.
Hold on. What do you think Brogdon gets?
Oh, I think someone's going to pay him a crazy amount. I think the Mavs pay him like $20 million per year, and I don't think the Bucks can do that. I think like a Magic or a Mavericks, because so many teams have cap space. I think 16 teams have significant cap space. There's just not enough significant good players, and everyone's going to be harping that 50-40-90 season. And I think he's going to get a massive offer. So like if I was guessing, I would say someone's going to roll out like a 4-year, $80 million deal for him. And that's going to be tough for the Bucks.
The Bulls have that money to give. Would you give them that? Because they got about $23 million available.
I mean, if I'm the Bulls, I don't think I would do it. I think with the Bulls right now, you're paying a lot to Otto Porter, you're paying a lot to Zach LaVine. You have Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter, who are going to be cheap for the next couple years relatively. Like if you could do something where you pay them a lot up front, I would maybe do it, but I would be focused more on having that cap space a few years from now when you have to extend like a Lauri Markkanen or a Wendell Carter. I don't think, like the Bulls, again, they're already slightly overpaying Otto Porter. They're slightly overpaying Zach LaVine, I think, which you can get away with. I guess there's an argument LaVine brings enough punch on the offensive end that it's okay. But you can get away with it when you have those two young rookies. But adding a third guy, who might be a little overpaid, again, I don't think I would do it if I was running the Bulls.
I like the knowledge here, Keith. This is good stuff. All right. How long until Giannis is the best player in the game? We had that conversation earlier today.
Oh, that's a great one. 8 months? I don't know. I mean, if he shows, I feel like he showed some stretches of being able to hit those uncontested three-pointers over the last couple months. He started shooting them a little bit more. So if you think he spends the whole offseason, exercising, drinking smoothies, and shooting three-pointers, and then he comes back, in the fall, and he's hitting some of those regularity, I think there's an argument could be made that at that point, maybe he is the best player in the NBA. I mean, he's going to win MVP, so, I don't think he's very far away from being that best player in the game.
What a great offseason. Just drink some smoothies, shoot some jump shots, live a dream.
I wish.
Brogdon the layup.
Yeah.
So, hey, follow Keith on Twitter, @FastBreakBreak. And, dude does a great podcast over there. Read the step back, do all that. Keith, great stuff, man.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Keith.
Keith Parrish joining us here as we are talking to our contributors around the network.
Our awesome contributors.
with the sticker.
With the sticker.
Damn straight. So we're gonna go to the fourth quarter here with the Raptors.
Just have laptops on laptops.
Now we got a double laptop situation going on here. We're gonna
two laptops, one lap.
We're gonna two laptops, one Jewish man.
That is a great name for a podcast.
Two laptops and a Jew. You could all right. I am back set here as
and the Raptors are just
going wild on the bench.
Wow.
Oh, Kawhi, oh man.
He doesn't look good, man.
I mean, but hey, look, as I said earlier, talking about can the rest of the team carry him if he's injured. Look at what they're doing now. 94-78.
Yeah.
This is what you want to see if you're Kawhi Leonard specifically.
Giannis for 3, good. 94-81.
Can we talk about Jurassic Park for just a second?
Yes,
I
we
feel
can.
like that's not fun.
The movie, we
can talk about the movie if you really want to, but I'm talking about
What doesn't seem fun about that? That looks lively as hell.
Outside of the arena.
Yeah.
sitting in, I mean, at this point of the year, hopefully it's warm, but potentially the cold.
If anyone's in Canada, can you tell us what the weather is like this time of year? In the comments, let us know. I don't know what the weather
I
is like
cannot
there.
stand large groups of people, so it's
Well,
not
yeah,
for me.
that's a you thing. Yeah, I get that. That looks. I'm impartial towards large groups of people, but that looks fun. Mainly because if I was a Raptors fan and a diehard Raptors fan, and I couldn't afford to get inside the arena, I'm doing everything I can to be close to that atmosphere. Whether it's at a bar across the street, whether it's in Jurassic Park, whether I don't care where it is. That looks like a hell of a time to me.
I like that you're just you're all for the party,
I'm
Jasmyn.
gonna straighten it for
It's
you.
not gonna work.
No, it was okay.
No, I can't see my computer. I got to be able to see what's going on here. How's
There
that?
it is. That's perfect.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's good.
Is that-
You could just try and throw it up
I
there.
could try to throw it up there. Let's see what happens. Let's go. With the
Don't drop your computer.
Let's go with the step back, throwing on the Jordan.
And you dropped like 2 pennants. The Nuggets.
That's a
And I don't
terrible
know-
idea. Whose idea was that?
That's what we should just throw things at that wall.
See-
Like next year when the playoffs start, put all the pennants up, throw things at the wall, and the
feel-
last pennant standing is who's going to win.
I feel bad about that.
I'll glue the Mavericks to the
That
wall.
was
then.
not. That was not against the
It's
step back.
cheating.
Tremendous
See,
website.
Tim Snell said it's snowing a little. I'm assuming in Toronto.
Yeah,
Snowing in
that's
Toronto.
Really?
that's why I don't want to stand outside.
I'd bundle. I mean,
I would not. I would watch from the warmth of
but
my
you have
home.
to consider like context. It's the Raptors. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals in 2016.
It's 59
lost.
degrees there. It's not snowing.
Maybe he's
Well,
in a
he
different
might be.
place.
Maybe he's
trolling.
in Canada, but super.
Or you could be
north.
trolling. You never know. But
No,
think
there's no in the YouTube chat. Someone is trolling.
think
There's
of
no
the
way.
context of the being a Raptors fan. You've made it to the Eastern Conference Finals once. You've never won a championship. You have endured years of LeBron just murdering your dreams season after season. Like, if I'm a Raptors fan, I'm there.
Yeah.
But I would also probably max out a credit card to pay for a ticket to get inside. So
Did you have thoughts on Jurassic Park the movie? Because you jumped
no,
on
I was
that
just
pretty
like,
quickly.
what are we talking about Jurassic
Okay.
Park for?
Because I have no thoughts on that movie either. But
Yeah, the original's good.
it's a movie.
Yeah, it's fine. It
It is a
exists.
film.
Yeah, it's a film.
Fourth quarter, guys. Do the Bucks have a run in them? Go on record right now. 94-81. Raptors by 13. Giannis
yes.
Giannis hasn't had a rest.
I think they have a run, but I don't think it's a run that wins them a game. I think that
I'm
they
gonna
lose.
say I'm gonna go bold here and say Milwaukee comes out on top 3-1, headed back to
I think
Wisconsin.
You
Toronto.
think the Bucks are going to make a run? What are you basing that on?
What have you seen that suggests
Nothing.
that?
I'm just.
He's just
Put it out there.
He's just throwing something against the wall and seeing if it sticks.
Well, if you want to,
I feel like they have not played really well this series,
And
and,
it's-
this is the time that I don't know. Things are just going to come together.
They've played well. They played well in the first 2 games, which is why they were up 2-0.
They
didn't
had
play well
terrible
in the
shooting in the
third
first game.
But the second game.
They shot like 15. Maybe I'm making that number up. I thought 15 or 20% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and
I did not think they were good in the first game at all.
Right,
I
but-
thought they were terrible.
Right, but they still went up 2-0. Is what I'm like.
Yeah, but Toronto should have had that. That was on Toronto, that game. That was not by anything that Milwaukee did that won them that game.
I disagree.
the Raptors bench tonight has been the key to the game. I mean, Powell, Ibaka, and I guess we'll give credit to Van Fleet. Mainly Powell. Powell's got 16 points. Ibaka's got 12. Those guys are both plus 19 off the bench. Van Fleet is plus 15. Kawhi is plus 13, and everybody else is generally pedestrian. Marc Gasol, for the record, is minus 6. And then Milwaukee right now has just gotten their bench is giving them nothing, and Malcolm Brogdon's got to get going. 1 for 8, and Eric Bledsoe's 2 for 7. So if you
double steal, by the way.
and now a steal to start it, and Fred VanVleet a layup, and they're up 15.
So Milwaukee stole the ball, and then Fred VanVleet stole it right back, easy layup. That's how that just
I
happened.
missed the first steal looking at the
Yeah.
stats here. All right, so Giannis is still
But
in
the
to start
moves.
the fourth, and he gets fouled by Marc Gasol, which
I
was
don't know that I would call that.
that was a superstar foul right there.
Yeah. So here's the first foul.
Oh,
or first
God,
steal.
Van Vliet.
Steal it back. Yeah, I don't know that I would call this foul on Giannis. I just let him play. It's the Eastern Conference Finals. This isn't the first round.
Game 5 is Thursday night. We're going to be here, team, for you on Thursday.
Yes, we will.
Who knows what's going on with Kawhi right now? Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something. But it would be incredibly beneficial, I would think, if he doesn't have to play in the fourth here.
Speaking of injuries,
I don't think that's going to be the case. It's a long way to go, but
it's insane that Damian Lillard had separated ribs.
And when we watched that game, because we watched the game where he went down and got injured, and it looked pretty bad. Like his reaction looked
awful,
pretty terrible. So I suspected that was a terrible.
What does separated
free throw
ribs even mean? Aren't
by
you
Giannis?
like
who landed on him again? Whoever it was very physical.
I can't. It might have been Draymond. I honestly don't know, but I don't want to throw slander at Draymond when it's not.
I don't think it was
his
Draymond.
Fault. I honestly don't remember, but yeah, it looked bad, but he was still playing through it. But I mean, it explains why he shot so poorly the entire series.
I mean, I don't even know what separated ribs really
Me either.
means.
I don't even know what it looks like.
Ugly spin shot attempt by Marcus Sol way off the mark. Giannis the
and
layup
one.
on the other.
No shot. Never mind.
And how
Take
does
that back.
one fix separated ribs? Like, do you have to get surgery for that? Does it fix itself?
These are questions that are above my pay grade, sir. I do not know the answer.
So they called the foul on Ibaka on the floor. Giannis is very upset talking to the officials. The one thing with Giannis,
If that was Boogie Cousins, by the way, he would have gotten a technical.
I mean, Giannis is just, he's got to work for it. It's a lot of energy for him to get buckets going to the hole like that, even though at the finish sometimes it's super easy, but it's just a lot of energy to get down there.
The new centrist says about the separated ribs, there's skin attaching to each, I think that means rib, which must have torn.
So separated from the skin.
New centrist, we need
New centrist, thank you for keeping us updated on the medical things.
I need a resume. What is the background? What are the qualifications for us to really believe that you understand the skin level
that
of
seems
a rib?
believable. That
No,
sounds
it seemed good.
terrible also.
But just can you provide some background to
and what's the recovery time on that? Like, is he going to be out? Like, is it, 6
next
to 8
season?
weeks? Yeah.
They're done.
That sounds really painful.
Yeah.
Like, I get a paper cut and I'm whining. So.
All right. Good to know.
I mean, paper cuts are painful, Wilson. I see you. It's that moment when you know that the blood's about to come. It's not an easy moment in your day. Jasmine.
Sure. I mean, I cut myself on my thumb here with a knife, and it was before I came to work, and I was like, I need to go to work.
You still came in.
I still came
I
in.
mean, that's a level.
And I was on time.
It's a level of toughness. Connaughton for three. No.
No, man.
Rebound to the Raptors.
His level of expertise is he's had separated ribs. Painful.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay.
First-hand account.
That
This is what we get in the chat, man.
He's also, if I read correctly, been to Jurassic Park and or from Toronto.
Yeah, he also said it's not snowing, and he said it's only a 4 to 6 week thing.
I'm curious to know about Jurassic Park. Give us
Damn.
all the
Ooh,
information
banking,
you
Fred
have
Van
about Jurassic Park.
Fred VanVleet just hit a three-pointer off the glass where he definitely didn't call glass, and they're calling a foul.
Is Drake allowed to do that?
No, he's definitely not allowed to do that.
That's hilarious.
Also, is Gucci Mane at this game?
No, he was at the last game though.
Yeah,
in a Giannis jersey.
I love that.
Isn't he a Hawks fan too?
If there was, he's from Atlanta.
he
by
courtside at
by
Hawks
default,
games.
he's a Hawks fan. But if there was some type of rapper NBA fan rivalry, that would be a lot of fun.
Drake needs to sit his ass down.
Yeah, he's definitely not allowed to touch the
I love
coach.
it because
no,
because this is what Spike Lee does, and no one gives a crap.
Spike Lee
what
does not
on the
touch
court side.
people.
I've never
Spike
seen- he
Lee
just gave
absolutely
Nick
does
Nurse-
not.
It's the coach. It's not a player.
I don't care. You can't just touch people.
Let Drake live.
Maybe I should just lighten up. That's cool, Drake.
This makes this entire
No,
atmosphere better
I love-
because now we're talking about it and you guys are complaining about it.
I love that he's out there as a fan and really animated, but he shouldn't be touching people. Nick Nurse is
doesn't
at
bother me.
work. I don't want someone coming up and rubbing my shoulders when I do a good thing at my
Drake
desk.
wants to come to the office here. I'll take a back row. That's cool.
The new centrist, an update on Jurassic Park. He says Jurassic Park gets full fast, so you got to get there early. What you don't see is the huge street behind Jurassic Park, which also full of fans and closed off to cars. That sounds like an atmosphere I'd enjoy.
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't know. Being there. I
wouldn't do it for a whole series.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot of fun, but having to be there early and everything with large crowds of people.
Come on,
Ooh,
Wilson, live a
man.
little.
I am being quite the negative Nelly here.
Yes, you are.
I mean, how many times can you go to Murphy's
he said,
Bleachers?
He said you watched the huge TV, biggest HD TV in North America, I believe.
There you
That's something I'd like
That's
to
a
see.
fun fact.
go. Raptors running out. Powell, the lamp. We got a blowout team. We have a blowout. We've got a resting Kawhi.
This is doing good for my predictions.
So,
not for yours.
This series is
Hold on.
interesting.
We need to bring up the facts. I need to pull up the receipts, find it. Carm said, and I read, that Toronto was going to lose in 5 games.
I did say that. I did.
It still could have
I
happened.
also,
He has no comeback.
do you want to add on? Because I got another prediction wrong, too. I thought that Portland was going to be competitive with Golden State. I thought that Golden State
Yes.
would do their
The
standard.
Celtics.
I thought that Golden State would do their standard thing, lose a couple games. Obviously, I picked the Warriors, but I said in 6.
Yeah, and I think we said 5 for Portland.
Right.
I honestly can't remember.
I think we said 5.
And,
I might have said.
Who knows?
Yeah. And we can also throw in there that I didn't see the Celtics meltdown coming against Milwaukee.
Yeah, you didn't.
Nope. I thought that Boston was going to get their act together and they would be in the finals. Wrong. Carm 0 for 3.
0 for 3.
That's why you watch this, though, because I, like you, don't get everything right.
It's the Draymond Green version of everything.
Yeah. I mean,
He makes a hot take. I make a hot take. Wilson makes a hot take. We all make hot takes.
I mean, there is, for the record, I mean, I've never ever gotten anything else wrong in my entire life. Everything
Ever.
I've ever said about basketball is
Multiplication tables.
8 times 3 is 24. Come on, let's go. 9 times 8 is 72. Let's play the game. 6 times 7. 42. Come on. What's going on
Count.
5 times 6.
35.
30. Jeez Louise.
Oh, gosh, it is. Dang it.
Richard, any reaction to this? I'm throwing out easy times tables.
Isn't the content we're asking for?
6 times 5
I
is not
agree.
easy times tables.
Stop the math talk. I'm not a
6
fan.
times
Ugh.
5 is not easy.
You're right. I should have gotten that one.
That's come on out, team.
You're right. I should have gotten it. I'm ashamed of
I
myself.
mean, it's 104 84. We got to do something. You might as well throw out the times tables. This is okay. Well, here, I'm most interested if Kawhi can actually rest the fourth quarter. Not that it really matters, because if he's injured, playing now or not playing now, I mean, it's better for him obviously to be off the court. But how he comes out in Game 5 back in Milwaukee. I mean, to me, that's if you got a healthy Kawhi at this point with everything that's going on, the Raptors certainly going to have a fighting chance to take the series.
Bench points tonight, 44 from Toronto, 12 from Milwaukee.
Yep. That's 44 and 3 players, 18, 13, and 13. Powell, Ibaka, and Van Fleet. Van Fleet's 5 of 6, Ibaka's 5 of 9. Norman Powell is 6 of 14, but his effective field goal percentage is much higher because he's 4 of 10 from 3.
Like it.
I just channel my Steve Stone, if anybody gets the baseball reference. Probably not. Okay, somebody out there does it. Perhaps, maybe.
I don't get it.
But they're plus 26, and plus 22, the Raptors, the Raptors bench, those 3. That's huge.
I'm impressed. I mean, I said this game was going to go to 7 games, or I said the series was going to go to 7 games. I feel pretty confident in my prediction, just because, as Keith Harris said, Toronto likes playing at home. They're pretty damn good. You have, the atmosphere in Toronto is rocking, and those fans are very into it. So I think they go back to Milwaukee tied 2-2. And how is it? I can't remember how the series is. So is it 1-1?
1-1-1.
1-1-1. Yeah. What is that?
Oh, yeah. No, it's Game 5 Milwaukee on Thursday. Game 6, it's got to be
Kawhi and dine. See,
Kawhi
he's got a
eats free
restaurant
here?
there. He's
Oh,
got a
he has-
restaurant he can eat free
He doesn't
at.
have a restaurant there.
I
he has a restaurant that has said he eats
I
free there.
misspoke. He has a restaurant he can eat free. That's all I need to stay in a city for the rest
I
of
mean,
my
any
life.
city
so
will do that for you.
one of the biggest moments of my illustrious broadcast career is when I went into Colonel Mustard's Last Stand, which is a little hot dog joint outside of Northwestern that I've been going to since I was a kid.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they were like, Carm,
You made it.
we're going to buy you a double cheeseburger
This is
today.
it.
That was it. I was like, oh, my God.
Life complete.
Free double cheese.
Loading up.
That was it.
Surge.
Oh, surge in and out. Come on, Milwaukee. Make a run with Giannis. By the way, Giannis not on the court. Brogdon rejected at the rim.
So the rules have kind of...
Do you save Giannis for Game 5 right now?
Absolutely. Because what I was about to say is the roles have kind of flipped in terms of the bench players, and Toronto's been able to step up and cover for Kawhi, and Giannis's team is just completely fallen apart without him, whereas what we've seen prior to, it's been the complete opposite. So...
Middleton jumper, baseline, good, 18-point game. I think you bring, look, the Bucks got to have a miracle a couple of threes here. Brook Lopez, Malcolm Brogdon get a couple stops. You get it to 10 at about the 5-minute mark. Then you bring Giannis back if that miracle happens. Instead, it's Norman Powell for 3, wide open, missed it.
That's a good start.
That was a good look.
I mean, it's because then you also have to think into the future of the Warriors are resting, and the more rest they get, the better that bodes for them and Kevin Durant.
That's a great point.
Do you bring in Giannis and you play him because you want the series to be over as quick as possible, or do you just wait it out and go into the finals kind of sputtering and tired?
Well, they don't have that luxury right now. I mean, you're talking about. I mean, this series looks like it very well could go 7, and then you got the Warriors sitting at home, resting,
until
hanging out.
Yeah, if I'm
KD
the Bucks,
getting healthy.
If I'm the Bucks, to me, this season isn't a foregone conclusion that we win. I mean, Game 1 was super close. Game 3, and then this one here, like it's possible that this goes 7 and the Raptors really give them a run for their money. So they can't act like this is guaranteed for them. It's not.
I think the Raptors are playing their best basketball through in the playoffs so far. I think they have been able to get hot at the perfect time, which is a lot of the times what we see with successful teams, aside from the Warriors, you have to pick and choose when you're going to actually be good, and they've gotten good at the right time, whereas Boston just completely faltered.
And I also don't want to overstate this because, get super over Toronto excited because they're winning Game 4 after a very tight Game 3. Toronto did play a 7-game series.
Yeah.
Toronto
But they don't look like it. That's the thing.
Not right now they don't, but they're at home in Game 4 and they're playing out of their ass. At least their bench is playing out.
Yeah,
You're not going to get this performance again, I wouldn't think. So the Bucks are going to come home. You would think that they would be the more healthy team going to the end here. You got Kawhi running around like he's running around. Plus, at some point that will catch up to you. So I still think Milwaukee is going to win this series.
Yeah.
But it's gets a little more dicey for sure.
Yeah. I mean, my prediction was always 7-game series, but Milwaukee wins. I didn't expect Toronto to not show up for the first 2 games, really, and miss every single shot that they were taking. They got good looks. They were just missing them. Now we're seeing the Toronto team that actually could push them to 7 games and win and go to the finals, which if that's the case, that's a better matchup for Golden State. I think if we're talking about a finals matchup, I'd much rather see Milwaukee and Golden State just because I want to see Giannis on a big stage. But I also think, from top to bottom, they match up a little better against Golden State than the Raptors do.
Right. I want to see the Bucks for a zillion reasons. Number one, it's 90 minutes from here.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we're going to be doing live streams the whole way, but there's a chance that I perhaps get to at least cover a little bit of the action here.
Yeah.
So that would be cool. But aside from that, take me out of it. Giannis in the finals versus the Warriors team would be sweet. But I would be excited for the Raptors too.
Yeah, I would be excited because I would be excited either way. It's just I know that the Bucks would put up a better fight than the Raptors would, and I would like to see.
I don't know if they
games.
will. Golden State might just. I mean, they at this point it's like they might as well. They could win in 4.
Well, yeah, I think they can win in 4. They could have won in 4 in every single series. But like you said, they have games where they just have total lapses, and it's just like, what are we doing? So, I think that the Bucks can steal 1, maybe 2 games. I think Toronto steals 1 game from them in Toronto.
I mean,
so it's not like a huge difference, but.
A lot of people think that Milwaukee can beat Golden State. As crazy as that, especially if Kevin Durant's not playing. But that's the other thing too. They try to bring KD back in, and the chemistry gets.
It's fine. They've played together for 3 years now. I don't think that's a chemistry thing. He's not DeMarcus Cousins where he hasn't played with them. He slides right back in there, and then you run your offense through Kevin Durant again.
How much do you think he's thinking about? You know what? These guys got it. I'm going to New York. Maybe I'll just sit this. Maybe I'll just sit this out and they'll enjoy themselves more.
Well, I think he's kind of maybe been thinking that a little bit this whole season. I'm not really doing as much as I could be. I could be with my own team. And so this maybe just affirms for him, okay, it's time for me to show everyone what I can do.
I mean, it didn't look like that though before he got hurt. He looked like he was having a great
phenomenal.
time.
And it's remarkable that the Warriors, with or without him, they're almost 2 different teams, but they're still totally dominant.
Yeah.
They got Kawhi back on the court here, up 16.
That's a deep 3. Wow.
And a big time
Kyle
3
Lowry.
from Kyle Lowry to put the Raptors back up 19. Giannis still on the bench. Interesting they brought Kawhi back. I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna keep him in for a couple. I mean, he just kind of tripped over himself there, but Maybe they keep him in for 2 minutes, see how he's doing, and then take him out. But there's really no point for him to be in the game right now because they don't need him. It's not like they're struggling to keep their lead because Giannis isn't even on the floor.
Ilyasova with a little layup in the lane to make it a 2-point game. Now foul on Ilyasova as Kyle Lowry drove down the lane. Wow, big three from Kyle Lowry. This is a hell of a series all of a sudden.
Kyle Lowry with 23 points. 37 from 3-point, 50% from the field.
I mean, Kyle Lowry's having the best series he's had in the playoffs in 2 years. You've got Serge Ibaka playing good basketball off the bench. Norman Powell's playing good basketball off the bench.
And for Toronto, this is why you got Marc Gasol. This is the Marc Gasol you wanted. The guy who's going to be productive, who's going to be everywhere on the floor. Not the Marc Gasol that we've seen the past couple of games. He's been giving them big minutes tonight.
Do you guys think anyone in this series steals a road game?
That's the ultimate question, right?
I think Milwaukee could steal game. What would that be? 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think
2, then wait. Yeah, that would be them wrapping up the series then.
Yeah.
If you're saying Toronto,
because I think if you're up 3-2, then you're a bit more push of like, all right, we need to close this out because if this goes 7, it's like then it's a quick turnaround to then fly all the way to. Well, actually, no, they'd have home court advantage because they had the best record in the league. So.
Yeah, and the finals start
May
the 30th.
Yes.
So, Game 7 for this would be, let's see, 5/27. So you'd have 2 days.
That's the big
That's
thing,
a quick
right?
Turnaround.
They would luckily still already be in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's if it goes 7.
That's if it goes
Yes.
7.
So they would get 2 days in the finals.
And if
30th.
it goes 6, they would then have 4 full days of rest, which almost is.
That's perfect.
Yeah, because
4
the Warriors at this point are going to be resting for a very long
while.
time.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that Milwaukee might still be in their groove if they have 4 days of rest.
Yeah, because we've seen a lot of rest bite some teams in the butt sometimes.
Yeah.
So 9 days of rest is a long ass time.
And if Milwaukee can come out and win that game 1 in this scenario, maybe they steal it from the Warriors because the Warriors are still getting back in the flow of things. That can be huge for them in building momentum in that potential
Giannis
series.
is back in the game now, though, so maybe they're trying to.
Oh, they're not giving
Make a
up here.
push.
Giannis just had a wide open 3, didn't take it, drove to the lane and laid it in to make it a 14-point
smart
game.
basketball.
Marc Gasol short shot, good. The Bucks are giving up. Their defense is falling apart tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're looking at giving up 120. It's too much. Middleton is fouled on the drive.
That was beautiful. Just so easy. Such an easy layup.
It does look great when he, right?
Oh, Marc Gasol, Hall of Famer right there. I'm telling you, he's gonna get. I'm not saying he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm just saying he's gonna be on the ballot for a while, and he's gonna get it. That's all.
Pascal's going out, gets the high five from Drake. Is Drake on the team?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He is a Raptors employee by definition because he's a global ambassador.
I
That's
don't know that they're sliding him actual money.
Well, no,
I think that's
but
an
he
honorary
It literally
title.
is Raptors hire Drake to
I don't
work
think
for
that's an
team as global.
employee.
Their training center is called the OVO Center.
I think it's all honorary and not real.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to stop being grumpy.
He has very
sure.
loose boundaries.
It's great. I love
That's
it.
all.
He's definitely under the Bucks skin right now. Bucks fans for sure. I don't know about the Bucks themselves. I doubt that. But Bucks fans on Twitter, I'm just noticing are having a little bit of a problem with Drake. Pull up 3 from Brogdon. No. The Raptors, the basketball up 16. Lowry left wing.
I think it'd be better for the league if every team had some
rapper.
type of celebrity ambassador.
Ooh.
Kawhi for 3 up
not
top.
hurt anymore.
It's good, and we are
Now take him out, coach.
going to Game 5 in Milwaukee, tied up at 2 games apiece, baby.
You're with 4 minutes left.
Oh, you're calling this one early.
I am calling this one. This game's over. It's I mean, would love you to hang around. We're gonna be here, but this game's over. Don't you think?
If you think it's early, or if you think it's over,
Yeah.
It is early to be calling that. But if you think this game is over,
What's
what
the win
adjustments-
percentage for the Raptors right now? 99.9?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
But it's not.
But crazier things have happened.
Yes, exactly. But
Have
let's
they?
say it is over,
Derek Fisher
and you're
hit
the
a corner
Bucks.
3 to win. Come on.
Has anybody ever come back from 19 down with 4:16 to go? I don't know if that's happened.
I've seen it in college basketball.
I feel like I don't know, but I'm not
Anyway, go
going to
ahead.
say something I don't know for sure. Anyway, if you're the Bucks, you've now lost games 3 and 4. If this actually turns
holds,
into
yeah.
an L, what are the adjustments you make? What are you looking at doing?
Well,
For the Bucks?
Yeah.
there's no reinvention of the wheel.
Yeah, I don't think there's adjustments. I just think
Malcolm Brogdon can't go 1 for 10. Eric Bledsoe can't go 2 for 7. You can't give up 112 points. How do you,
Yeah,
how do you change your defensive strategy? I'm not sure.
I mean, I think on the defensive side they had just overall just a defensive lapse the entire night. So I think that won't hold going forward because they are a good defensive team. On the offensive side of things, it's putting guys in positions for them to get good looks. It's running through screens. It's getting Eric Bledsoe more involved, getting George Hill more looks. Getting, what's his name? Brook Lopez better shot. Like, there's moments when they're open on the three-point line and they're just not kicking it out.
Yeah, there was a couple, Giannis started this game really well. It's almost like play action in the NFL where you have a couple strong runs and then you can start running the play action. Giannis did a good job setting up, driving to the rim. He came out hot and was just easily getting to the rim, set himself up to be able to set his teammates up from beyond the arc, but when he was getting triple teamed in the key, he wasn't really dishing it out to people that were open in the corners on some of the possessions.
Okay, just hold on. Just real fast. The Bucks have waved the white flag here. Giannis is out of the game. Kawhi is still out there.
That's terrible.
And we just had now we have a stoppage in play here. Now, and just watching while he's now finally they're taking him out. Okay.
Whew, good. I don't need to see him.
He had 3 plays within that one sequence there where he's challenging guys at the rim. He's handling the basketball. You're putting extra stress on him that you didn't need to do. Nick Nurse, little
mismanagement right there.
Yeah, you don't get high grades for that, but he's out now with 3:35 to go.
I mean, the Bucks are shooting 32% from 3. So far they've gone 10 of 31. They went 14 of 44 the last game 3. So they're, I mean, I don't know if their 3-point shooting gets better, but it needs to, because that's not going to win you games.
Yeah, the Bucks have DJ Wilson in now, so.
And that's the other thing here. I mean, Toronto, you got to play somebody. I get it, but Pascal doesn't have to be out there. Marc Gasol doesn't have to be out there. The Bucks are emptying their bench. It's a 21-point lead here with 3 minutes to go. Game 6 is at bare minimum is assured.
Really shouldn't be on the floor. Marc Gasol, the big dude that he is, he's logged a lot of minutes throughout his entire career, especially the style of basketball.
All right, here we go.
Finally.
Gasol going off.
Yeah, he deserves a standing O. He played his ass off.
Well.
Marc Gasol, 17 points, 6-11 from the field, 50% from 3, 7 assists, 5 rebounds.
A reminder.
And a steal.
A reminder, we will be here Thursday night, Game 5.
Game 5.
That's going to...
The new centrist is very happy in the comments, by the way.
What's he happy about?
Toronto. He said, Toronto, stand up, baby. That's what he said.
New centrist, they came correct for you. They absolutely positively did. So...
They've impressed. They've shown out these last 2 games.
I mean...
I don't think very many people were picking them at the beginning of the series to, win 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
I don't think this is completely unexpected.
Well, it is for Milwaukee because during the regular season they only lost back-to-back games once.
I kind of saw this going maybe 6 games with Toronto winning a few or winning 2, but I wasn't really expecting them to win 2 in a row.
Toronto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Especially after Milwaukee came out and won.
Yeah, I mean, looking at on paper, Milwaukee only losing 1 game going through the playoffs, and they looked like the dominant best team in the playoffs thus far. Yeah, I would agree. They definitely looked like they were about to run the table in Toronto, but Toronto came correct, and they showed up in Toronto. Good for them. Serge Ibaka, 17 points, 13 rebounds. those are the guys you need to. I mean, now the question is going to be, are they going to be able to replicate this on the road? Because they weren't able to in game 1 or game 2.
No,
So-
but they were right there in game 1 until they weren't. The fourth quarter. But they.
I mean, they experienced Brook Lopez game, so
Right.
we're forgetting that. Like he
that's
went
true.
off.
Like if Brook Lopez doesn't go crazy, what's the series look like right now? That's an interesting point.
So while this game is wrapping up and Serge Ibaka just left the floor and had a pretty big game, did you guys see the thing about his multiple language in the series before? He speaks English, French, and Spanish. And so with the French, when he was talking with Pascal Siakam, Embiid from the Sixers speaks French. So he was able to read some of that, but then he was corresponding with Gasol in Spanish and other players in English.
Yeah.
So he was speaking 3 different languages to his teammates.
That's crazy.
And it was hard for, I'm sure hard for Sixers players to read what they were communicating. Obviously, if it's in your language, you have an idea of when switches are coming and things like that, but it's definitely an advantage of sorts.
Do you play George Hill more? I'm just trying to think of things you could do if you're in Milwaukee.
I mean, is George
Tony
Hill,
Snell finally got getting a little run here, misses a short shot.
is George Hill,
5 points in 26 minutes tonight.
is he going to produce for you to play him more minutes?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of the way.
I'd say play Malcolm Brogdon instead, but he had 4 points in 27. So
I mean, the thing is, like, George Hill, 0 points in game 1 of this series, 13 in second game, 24 last game. In the last 2 games against Boston, he had 16 and 15. So it's very inconsistent, but it's also very uncharacteristic for him to have a game like this.
Yeah, I listen. End of the day, the Bucks got to get the game back where they wanted point wise. I don't know. They gave up 100 in game 1. They gave up 103 in game 2. Game 3 though was, I mean, that would have been in the 90s.
Yeah.
So
But 120 points
is too much.
That's your defense is very porous. It's
I mean, you're talking. The Milwaukee was a great offensive team this year, but they were a great defensive team tonight. All year they weren't tonight.
I mean, like you just look at Mark Gasol. He was getting everything he wanted at the rim. Just little teardrop shots just around the rim. You can't have that happen.
This one is coming to an end, team. 120-102 as the Raptors will dribble it out with Jody Meeks. And, this series is tied up at 2 games apiece as the Raptors cruise to the finish. Let's give some thank yous out tonight here, team, to our friends who both joined us tonight, Brandon Jefferson, Keith Parrish, both from the Step Back, who were on the show. Thank you so much for coming on. Richard Durante for producing, directing, and leading in ways that only Richard can. Thank you so much. And, we're going to Game 5 here, team.
I mean, this is exciting. I know we're all kind of tired. I can sense it in everyone's vibe right now. But it's a tied 2-2 series. Like, this is...
I'm jacked.
It's going to be... 7-game series is what I'm hoping for because I just love watching a Game 7 in the NBA. It's like nothing else to me. So I think we're going to get... I think it's going to go 7 because I think each team's going to win on their home floor. And then
I want it to go 7 because that would be great. However, looking toward the next series...
Yeah, then you look past that and you're like, oh, damn, it's the Warriors on the other side of the wall. Yeah, it sucks. But it's better than...
But, I think they're going to lose to the Warriors anyway, so we might as well get as much fun out of it as we can.
And in the grander scheme of things, as an NBA fan, as the three of us, like, you want to see Toronto put up a fight because it helps... If it potentially helps Kawhi think, all right, I could actually win with this team, making him stay in Toronto so that he doesn't go to LA, whatever LA team that is, or leave somewhere else. Because I would like to see a sense of power balance in the East and the West. So I think it's good for the league too.
Thursday, Saturday, and then a Game 7. It's on Memorial Day, Monday night, 7:30 would be Game 7. So put that in your calendar, team. We look forward to being with you on Thursday night. 120-102. The Raptors in a rout. They had control all night long. Drake had a hell of a night as well.
Yes, he did. Great hype man.
Let's actually just give the final.
He gave 5 pat on the backs.
He was big.
Very awkward shoulder rub.
One nice little shoulder massage for Nick Nurse.
25 points for Kyle Lowry to lead the way. Kawhi had 19, 17 for Gasol, 18 off the bench for Norman Powell, 17 for Serge Ibaka, Fred VanVleet with 13. Those three combined, plus 29, plus 24, plus 25 off the bench. That is 30 plus 23 is 53, plus 25 is they're plus 78 off the bench.
Damn.
Those three. Plus 78. That's big time impressive. The numbers are actually skewed because at the end of the game, the Bucks bench was outscoring the Raptors bench in garbage time. So like Tony Snell's plus 3. Anyway, the Bucks were led by Chris Middleton with 30. Giannis had 25, 10 points, 5 assists, turned it over 4 times. He was minus 19. That's the biggest plus minus differential on the Bucks, for the record, for whatever that's worth. So anyway, those are your numbers. Good job, Josh Wilson.
Good job,
Jasmyn.
job,
Good
guys.
job, you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Thursday night. Please subscribe, by the way. Subscribe so you will know when we are on. Subscribe to our YouTube page, and we appreciate you watching tonight. We'll see you Thursday night.